pass. Barker, she's got it. Right side layup, good. Right corner three. Switch. Nye driving, floater in the paint, kicks out no good. Put back, rattles home.
Crimson Tide women's basketball is on the air on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Left wing launches a three-pointer, hits a three-pointer. Alabama's tied this game at 75. Top of the key with a three. Give it to her.
Crimson Tide women's basketball is brought to you by Toyota. Visit your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places. Golden Flake, the official potato chip of the Alabama Crimson Tide. Alabama One Credit Union, a proud supporter of Crimson Tide women's athletics. Coke Zero Sugar. Is it the best Coke ever? Try and decide. Ford, visit your local Ford dealer. Proud sponsor of the Crimson Tide. And by the Alabama Department of Public Health, who reminds us, don't wait, vaccinate. Now let's go courtside. Here's Roger Hoover.
It doesn't matter which sport it is. It does not matter which setting the game takes place. When it's Alabama against Auburn, it is always special. And on this Sunday afternoon, the Alabama Crimson Tide women's basketball team plays its penultimate home game of the year as the Crimson Tide renew the rivalry with the Auburn Tigers. Hello again, everybody. This is Roger Hoover. Glad to welcome you to our coverage of Alabama women's basketball all across the Crimson Tide Sports Network. It's Alabama trying to bounce back after a loss the last time out against the Tennessee Lady Volunteers. Alabama now 21-6 overall, 8-5 in SEC play. Still in great shape for not only the SEC tournament, but the NCAA tournament. Meanwhile, the Auburn Tigers have had an up-and-down season, 12-14 overall. Tigers 3 wins, 10 losses so far in SEC play, and they have lost in their last 2 matchups. Now, the Crimson Tide had to play on Thursday in Knoxville, also played Monday at home against Texas A&M in a dominant win. Auburn, meanwhile, has not played since they took on the Tennessee Lady Volunteers. Actually, they played the Vanderbilt Commodores and had a grueling game last Sunday. Vanderbilt picked up the win 98-88 in overtime. So Tigers coming off a bye week. Crimson Tide have had a very busy week. Now they meet for the only time this year. Usually it's a home-and-home matchup between Alabama and Auburn, but with the expanded Southeastern Conference, that is not the case this season. So it's your only meeting coming up in the regular season between the Alabama Crimson Tide and the Auburn Tigers in women's basketball. Great crowd on hand. It's the power of pink and also Play for K game. So the Crimson Tide will be wearing their pink jerseys, raising awareness and aiding efforts in the fight against breast cancer. Also, it's Senior Day. The Senior Day festivities will be coming up at the conclusion of today's game between the Crimson Tide and the Tigers. And after this game is done, only 2 games will be left in the regular season. Home on Thursday against LSU before next weekend's road trip to Oklahoma to wrap up the regular season on March 2nd in Norman, Oklahoma. Crimson Tide have enjoyed the upper hand in this series, winning 6 of the last 7 meetings against the Auburn Tigers, including 5 straight matchups here in Tuscaloosa. So the goal is for Alabama to keep it rolling here on this Sunday afternoon as the Crimson Tide take on the Auburn Tigers. When we come back, we'll hear pregame thoughts from the head coach of the Crimson Tide, Christy Curry, and then we'll have the starting lineups and the tip-off. In women's basketball, it's the rivalry. It's Alabama against Auburn. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
I'm Coach Nate Oates, and this is the Ford F-150 Highlight Show. To stay on top, you got to keep raising your game, just like the 2024 Ford F-150, the smartest, most connected F-150 ever. Ford offers impressive technology to help you get the job done in the smartest way possible. For the latest offers on a Ford F-150, go to buyfordnow.com or visit your local Ford dealer. Proud sponsors of the Crimson Tide. Roll Tide!
Sports bring us together. The sickness can keep us apart. Don't miss out on what matters most.
Vaccines help keep you in the stands while we are on the court.
Staying up to date on your vaccines, including for respiratory viruses, keeps you in the game, protecting yourself and those around you. Be here, be healthy.
Visit alabamapublichealth.gov/IMM for more information. Alabama One is a proud supporter of the University of Alabama Athletics. At Alabama One, we understand you have big life goals. Whether you're paying off student debt, buying a home, or retiring, your big life goals require healthy finances. As a full-service credit union, Alabama One offers our members the resources you need to reach your goals, including better rates than most banks and a full suite of products, including credit cards and loans for mortgages, cars, businesses, and land. Visit us in person or online, alabama1.org. Alabama One is an equal housing lender.
Tide fans, Golden Flake Snacks have been a proud partner of the Tide family for 67 years. The South's original potato chip, Golden Flake Snacks, are delicious fan favorites because they're crafted from traditional Southern recipes. From crispy, perfectly flavored potato chips to light and airy pork rinds and fluffy, cheesy cheese puffs, Golden Flake Snacks are a winning combination with Alabama basketball. Share Golden Flake Snacks with your Tide family and friends. Simple, Southern goodness. That's Golden Flake.
Crimson Tide and the Auburn Tigers coming up. It's Alabama women's basketball all across the Crimson Tide Sports Network. Back with more in a moment. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Let's huddle up and make things happen with the only cards for T-Town. The University of Alabama Regions Visa Debit Card and Prepaid Regions Now Card. They're a win for your wallet and a big roll tide, whether you're purchasing stuff for game day or every day. Want to go all in on confidently showing your Tide pride? Order your card now at regions.com/GoBama. Regions, official bank of the SEC. Member FDIC. Terms, conditions, and fees apply.
When the game is on the line, you want someone you can count on. At Alabama Power, we believe in consistency and having each other's back. It's our game plan to safely deliver the electricity you depend on. We give 100% to achieve 99.9% reliability. Learn how we power a better Alabama at alabamapower.com/reliable. Alabama Power is a proud supporter of the Alabama Crimson Tide.
See the call as we make the call. Watch the Courtside Cam presented by NASCAR for each Alabama home basketball game. Streaming live on all CTSN social media platforms, you can get a front row seat to every big play and every reaction from the Alabama radio crew for men's and women's basketball. Watch on YouTube, Facebook, and X at UA_CTSN.
Wide open 9, left corner 3. Switch!
Today's highlight is brought to you by Toyota. At home or on the road, they're never the underdog. Toyota, let's go places. Get $1,750 in bonus lease cash on a new 2024 Toyota Tacoma SR5. Offer valid through March 3rd, 2025. Offer entitled $1,750 bonus lease cash on the lease of a new and untitled 2024 Toyota Tacoma SR5 gas vehicle. Bonus cash may be used only toward down payment or capitalized cost reduction on the new vehicle. See dealer for details.
Getting ready for Alabama against Auburn. This is Roger Hoover. It's time for our pregame conversation with the head coach of the Crimson Tide, Christy Curry, presented by Ford. With impressive power and smart features, great things can happen when you drive a Ford F-150. Bring home a champion today. See your local Ford dealer, proud sponsor of the Alabama Crimson Tide. Coach, it's great to see you. I know things didn't go as planned on Thursday night against Tennessee, but what were some of your positive takeaways from that game in Knoxville?
I thought we were, our kids competed, played extremely hard. We just weren't able to get enough finishes on both sides of the ball. We missed some easy looks at the rim and, weren't able to get critical stops at critical moments. So I think there's a lot of things, though, that we did do well. And what an environment, what an opportunity that, we didn't seize. So now we have another opportunity on Sunday to seize, and we need to take care of the things that are going to put us in the best position to be successful against Auburn, which are some of the same that we did not do at Tennessee.
Well, I know it was a tough game to start for Sarah Ashley Barker in terms of her shooting, but did you like the way she closed the game and was able to get Alabama within striking distance in the fourth?
Yeah, I think it's really important, though, that we take as much pride in the defensive side of the ball and the rebounding side. I think there's some things that we all need to do better on defending and rebounding and not be so caught up in a point production, but create some things from our defense and tendencies and pace. And, it's just such a valuable time of year where you've got to have so much intensity and energy on the defensive side and not allow the offensive side to dictate what we're doing. And that's for Sarah Ashley and our entire starting group. We got to do a better job at critical moments and quarters and runs to stop runs, and it starts on the defensive end, get some critical stops.
Well, now Alabama at Coleman Coliseum for just the final two times this year, and Sunday is going to be a very busy day coming up. It's Power of Pink. First of all, how meaningful has it been for you coaching so many Power of Pink games throughout your time at Alabama?
Well, it's incredible, and it's such an opportunity for us to raise awareness for women's cancers, from the Play for K&E initiative that Coach Al put in place with women's basketball across the country. And then, locally, Power of Pink, and how we can make sure that so many women and so many folks that will be at these events this weekend, that we continue to, work to raise funds, that we continue to support those folks that are fighting much bigger battles than we are, just having a chance to play a game. But there may be some folks around this weekend that we can encourage to get their regular checkups, to get their mammograms. And how can we continue just to support this initiative, because it's much bigger than basketball.
It certainly is. Also, Senior Day coming up, always an emotional time. I know I'll recognize the seniors coming up after this Auburn game is over, but I know this has been a very special senior class to you.
Oh, incredibly special. All of them have had such a different journey, and I'm so incredibly proud of each one of them. They're going to leave here with multiple degrees. Can't wait to see what the future holds. They're going to impact their communities and continue to do so many big things beyond the court. We're going to have, I think all five, we're going to have a chance to continue to play. And then I think they're going to be able to finish their playing careers and have such bright futures. And truly is, the hardest thing as coaches is just to look up and all of a sudden they're all grown up and gone, kind of like our own. They have 18 summers at home, and then you look up and this group only has 4 to 5 summers with you. And so we're really proud of who they are, how they represent the University of Alabama in the front of their chest.
Well, the Alabama-Auburn rivalry is really special. What makes this team for Auburn unique with head coach Johnny Harris?
Just physical, aggressive, they're so dominant on the glass, and they do such a great job with their defense. They make it really, really hard. And we've got to embrace hard. I think there's been moments lately where I didn't feel like at Tennessee we embraced hard. And we've got to embrace hard, or they're going to make it a very difficult day for us. It's a rivalry game. It just means a lot, and we all know that.
We certainly do. Well, Coach, best of luck coming up against the Auburn Tigers and LSU coming up on Thursday. Just thank you for your time and look forward to seeing you Sunday. Roll Tide.
Thank you, Roger. Roll Tide.
That's the head coach of the Crimson Tide, Christy Curry, her pregame comments as we get ready for Alabama against Auburn. Before we go any further, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. That's 10 seconds for station ID. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network. And welcome back to Coleman Coliseum on campus at the University of Alabama in Tuscaloosa. This is Roger Hoover sitting with you courtside. Producing this ball game back at our Learfield studios is Dawson Brown. And then we have a whole table full of support for today's matchup. First of all, Ethan Carabin is producing the courtside cam presented by NASCAR. We've got our Vice President and General Manager Jim Carabin sitting courtside as well as my lovely wife Lancy, who will be our engineer for the ball game today and possibly halftime host. We'll see how it goes for Lancy Hoover as she watches this one between Alabama and Auburn. Starting lineups are presented by Alabama Credit Union. Alabama Credit Union, your trusted partner for financial success. First for the Auburn Tigers, 12-14 on the year, 3-10 in SEC play. Here's the starting five for head coach Johnny Harris. Starting guard is 6'2" senior from Mozambique, Celia Sumbani. Sumbani averaging 8 points, 4 rebounds per game. At forward, a 6'2" grad student from Houston, Texas, a transfer from the University of Texas, Deanna Gaston. She leads Auburn by averaging 22 points per game, 7 rebounds per contest. At guard, a 6-foot freshman from the Hunan province in China, Yuting Donk. Donk, since her arrival at Auburn, averaging 12.5 points, 3 rebounds per game in only 8 games for the Auburn Tigers. Then a guard, a 5'8" senior from St. Louis, Missouri, Marshawn Bostic. Bostic averaging 7 points, 2 rebounds per game. Then at forward, a 6'1" grad student from Muldrow, Oklahoma, Taylon Collins. Collins averaging 8 points, 4 rebounds per contest. Auburn is led by head coach Johnny Harris, now in her 4th season on the Plains. Look at the Alabama Crimson Tide, led by head coach Christy Curry. Alabama ranked 18th in the country, 21-6 overall, 8-5 in the SEC. Starting with the Crimson Tide at guard, a 6-foot grad student from Birmingham, Sarah Ashley Barker. Barker leading Alabama, averaging 17 points, 6 rebounds per game. Point guard, a 6'2" grad student from Duncanville, Texas, Zay Green. Green averaging 15 points, 5 rebounds per game. At forward, a 6'4" sophomore from Valdosta, Georgia, Essence Cody. Cody averaging 11 points, also leads Alabama in rebounding with 6 per game and with 47 blocks. At guard, a 5'11" junior from Loretto, Tennessee, Carly Weathers. Weathers averaging 7 points, 4 rebounds per game. And then at forward, a 6-foot grad student from Huntsville, Aaliyah Nye. Nye, the best 3-point shooter in the SEC, one of the best in the nation, shooting 45% beyond the arc, averaging 14 points, 2 rebounds per game. Alabama led by head coach Christy Curry, now in her 12th season at the Capstone. She is assisted by Pauline Love, Kelly Curry, and Tennille Adams. Director of Operations Bryce Dillard. Athletic trainer Alicia Grisby. Strength and conditioning coach Kevin Markle. Development and recruiting by Colston Thompson. Video creative services by Sydney Ann Cottrell. Sports information, Anna Nobles. Crimson Tide and the Auburn Tigers meeting for the only time this year. It is the Power of Pink game, so Alabama wearing pink jerseys with white numerals on the front and back. Alabama across the front in white. Meanwhile, for the Auburn Tigers, road navy uniforms with orange numerals on the front and back with a white trim. Tigers written across the front in orange, trimmed in white. Our officials for today, Brenda Pantoja, along with Iffy Seals and Timothy Daly, all wearing the gray shirts with black shoulders, white pinstripes on the gray shirts, black pants, and black shoes on this Sunday afternoon. Crimson Tide and the Auburn Tigers. Essence Cody will step in the center circle for Alabama, going up against Deanna Gaston for the Auburn Tigers. Great crowd on hand in Tuscaloosa, one of the best we've seen this year. Maybe the other one in the running, the South Carolina game. And we hope the crowd's even larger coming up on Thursday when Alabama will play its final home game of the year. Crimson Tide hosting the LSU Tigers. Tip-off will be at 8, and our coverage across the network will begin at 7:45 on Thursday night. For the Crimson Tide, Barker, Green, Cody, Weathers, and Nye. For the Auburn Tigers, Bostic, along with Collins, Gaston, Sumbani, and Donk. The ball is tipped, and away we go. The opening tap controlled by the Crimson Tide, who will have the first possession of this game. Alabama starting the contest on the left goal. Auburn on the right, just getting going in the first of 4 10-minute quarters in women's basketball. Pass to Aaliyah Nye, deflected all the way back to the right front court. Now 9 dribbles at the top of the key. Tried to go to Cody, but that's tipped and stolen in the paint at the free throw line by Taylon Collins. Basketball of the Tigers for the first time. Bostic out to the right corner. Sumbani loads up a long jumper. No good. And the rebound left baseline by Alabama's Zay Green. Here come the Crimson Tide with Green attacking from the right side. Backs up a few steps to the right wing. Around screen by Cody. Drifts to the left elbow. Bounce pass on the left wing to Aaliyah Nye. Nye, free throw line. Attacks down the right side of the lane against Collins. Spins around right block. Looks for help. Nye puts up an off-balance shot, too strong, and the rebound by Gaston left side. Basketball to Auburn. Scoreless game, 9:07 remaining in this opening quarter of play between Alabama and Auburn. Bostic dribbling at the top of the key. Driving down the right side lane against Cody, throws up a shot, no good. Barker saves the rebound in play just over the baseline to Zay Green. Basketball of the Crimson Tide. Here's Green at the top of the key. A few steps on the right wing. A handoff there to Nye. Bounce pass inside the arc to Cody right side. Cody driving against Gaston, trying to push off right baseline. Throws up a shot under the basket. The ball ricochets and finally goes to the Auburn Tigers for just a moment, but Auburn touched it last, so the basketball should belong to the Tide, but it looks like it will indeed be Auburn basketball. Celia Sumbani will get set for the inbounds pass. Into the backcourt. So far, both Alabama and Auburn 0 for 2 from the floor to begin this game. Basketball with the Tigers. Facing some backcourt pressure. Get it just over the timeline to Sumbani. Now in between the rings, Marshawn Bostic drifts to the left wing for Auburn. 8:25 in the first quarter left. Scoreless between the Tigers and the Tide. Bostic, left side lane, into the paint. Bounce pass to the right baseline. Collins with a high shot, no good. And the rebound deflected out of play by Alabama. It'll still be Auburn basketball. Only 6 seconds to work with on the shot clock. 8:16 remaining in the first quarter. No score. Baseline out of bounds play. Thrown in top of the key to Bostic. Quickly back to Collins, who was the inbounder. Her shot no good from the right side. Gaston left side. The rebound and putback is good to give Auburn the first lead of the game, 2-0. 8:05 left to go in this first quarter. Crimson Tide back with the ball. Currently 0 for 2 from the floor so far with 1 turnover. Basketball with Barker at the top of the key. Barker around the screen by Cody just a few steps to the right. Now Barker. Left elbow extended, trying to go to Cody. Cody has it, works it back on the right wing to Green. Top of the key, Nye back to Cody, right baseline, 7 on the shot clock. Bounce pass for Barker will go, stay in play. Barker makes the play, left side, turnaround layup good to make it a 2-2 game. Credit Sarah Ashley Barker keeping that ball in bounds and sticking with the play the entire way. Now full court pressure, Weathers Barker attacking Collins right at midfloor. Collins works out of the pressure, finds Bostic. She drives right side, layup up, off the square, banks in. 4-2 in favor of the Auburn Tigers. Basketball back with Alabama. Tide trailing by 2, 7:18 remaining in the first quarter. Bounce pass Barker, top of the key. Back to the basket. Now she spins around, works the right side, goes to Cody. Cody goes out of play with the basketball. Alabama got a little too in front for Cody, and the turnover will give it back to the Tigers. 7:10 remaining in this first quarter. Auburn 4, Alabama 2. Tigers with the basketball. Bostic in the backcourt. Right to left to Collins over the timeline right. Collins, top of the key to Gaston. Gaston just inside the arc. Free throw line jumper is up. Kicks out no good. Barker fighting for the rebound. The ball will go out of play and off of Alabama. So with that, basketball staying with the Tigers with 20 left on the shot clock. 6:56 remaining in a low-scoring start to this game in the first quarter. 4-2 Auburn leads. Inbounds pass to Donk. Donk on the left wing, loads up a three-pointer. Off the back iron, no good. Rebound tipped and finally controlled Gaston. Gaston to Simbani, left side layup, good. Tigers 6, Crimson Tide 2. Basketball back with Alabama. 6:40 remaining in this first quarter. Alabama ball down by 4. Green just over the timeline. Green scanning the seam to the right front court. Green to Barker. Barker calls out a play. Cradling the basketball in her left hand. Now intended pass to Cody, deflected back to Barker on the right wing. Time winding down. 5 in the shot clock. Barker left side has her pass intended for Nye, stolen away by Dunk. Basketball with the Auburn Tigers. Bostic left side, top of the key. Collins. Collins attacks the Crimson paint, drives right side layup, good. 8-2. Auburn leads Alabama 4 minutes into this contest in Tuscaloosa. Green over the timeline right. Auburn in the midst of a 6-0 run against Alabama. Green in the right corner, now drives right baseline to the basket, finds an open Barker left wing, and even more open Weathers left corner. Her three is short, and the rebound by Gaston to the free throw line. Basketball with Auburn up 8-2, 5:42 remaining in the first quarter. Bostic over the timeline, angles to the right wing. Bostic with a left-handed dribble, top of the key. Bounce pass to Gaston. Gaston just left of center. Floats it for Donk. She's got it under the basket. Reverse layup from the right side. Kicks out, no good. Rebound, Barker left baseline. Here comes Alabama. Crimson Tide trailing by 6. Barker weaving through traffic to the free throw line. Looks for Cody. The ball ripped out of her hands by Bostic on a clean steal. Bostic drives. Left side layup off the window. Kicks out, no good. Gaston trying to save the rebound in play, but it goes out of play off of Gaston, and the ball will belong to Alabama. 5:13 remaining in this first quarter. It's Auburn 8, Alabama 2. Crimson Tide in the midst of a 2.5-minute scoring drought. Alabama just 1 for 4 from the floor so far. The only points by Sarah Ashley Barker. Green over the timeline right. Green, right front court. Around the screen by Cody to the top of the key. Left side lane, Green. Has the ball pressured and stolen. Bostic doing it once again for the Tigers to Simbani. To Collins on a fast break. Right side layup up. No good, but contact from Barker leads to a foul. And that will lead to our first timeout on the floor. Foul on Barker, her first of the game. First team foul as well against either Alabama or Auburn. Timeout on the floor with 4:50 remaining in the first quarter. It's Auburn with an 8-2 lead against Alabama. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
I'm Coach Nate Oates, and this is the Ford F-Series Highlight Show. Talk about an outstanding lineup. Ford F-150 and Ford Super Duty deliver impressive power and game-changing capability. That's why I'm a fan of Ford F-Series, America's best-selling truck for 47 consecutive years. For the latest offers on a Ford truck, go to buyfordnow.com or visit your local Ford dealer. Proud sponsor of the Crimson Tide. Roll Tide.
Based on 1977 to 2023 CY industry reported total sales.
When the game is on the line, you want someone you can count on. At Alabama Power, we believe in consistency and having each other's back. It's our game plan to safely deliver the electricity you depend on. We give 100% to achieve 99.9% reliability. Learn how we power a better Alabama at alabamapower.com/reliable. Alabama Power is a proud supporter of the Alabama Crimson Tide.
Let's huddle up and make things happen with the only cards for T-Town. The University of Alabama Regions Visa Debit Card and Prepaid Regions Now Card. They're a win for your wallet and a big roll tide, whether you're purchasing stuff for game day or every day. Want to go all in on confidently showing your Tide pride? Order your card now at regions.com/GoBama. Regions, official bank of the SEC. Member FDIC. Terms, conditions, and fees apply.
Crimson Tide trailing the Auburn Tigers 8-2 with 4:50 remaining here in quarter number 1. Bama fans, be sure tomorrow to catch Hey Coach and the Nate Oates Show, presented by Alpha Insurance, live from Baumhower's Victory Grill in Tuscaloosa, Monday nights from 6 to 7, all across the Crimson Tide Sports Network. It's Alabama trailing Auburn 8-2. So far, we've seen the Auburn Tigers shoot 4 of 12 from the floor, 33%, 0 for 1 from beyond the arc. Alabama just 1 for 4 from the floor, 0 of 1 from beyond the arc, but turnovers. Alabama turning the basketball over 5 times in that first 5+ minutes, 5 minutes and 10 seconds for the Crimson Tide. Credit Marshawn Bostic with a pair of steals, leading to some fast break points for the Auburn Tigers. But right now, Auburn with the lead against Alabama, score 8-2 in favor of the Tigers. Dinah Collins, Gianna Cunningham coming off the bench for the Crimson Tide, while Essence Cody and Zay Green take a seat. Meanwhile, Auburn very shorthanded with the injuries that have been hampering the Tigers so far this season, with Donk along with Bostic, Collins at the free throw line, Gaston and Sumbani, all the starters still out for the Auburn Tigers. And it's Taylon Collins to the free throw line, a 59% free throw shooter. First on the way. 8-2, Crimson Tide again leading here, or excuse me, trailing against the Auburn Tigers to start this game. Collins puts it up, and that one is good. After missing the first, makes the second to make it 9-2 in favor of the Auburn Tigers. Carly Weathers with the basketball at the top of the key. Out to Leah Nye, driving on the right baseline against Donk, spins around, back to Weathers' right wing. Carly dribbling top of the key, bounce pass intended for Collins in the paint, stolen away by Taylon Collins of the Auburn Tigers. She's on the right wing in the right corner. Sumbani now finds Gaston. Turnaround jumper in the paint is good. 11-2. Quite a start for Auburn against Alabama. 4:20 remaining in the first quarter. Collins dribbles over the middle of the timeline. Bounce pass to Barker. Retrieves it. Left wing. Tight defense on her by Taylon Collins. Now it's Barker. Few steps to the right wing, now attacks the paint. Left elbow, Barker throws up a shot, no good, and the rebound, Bostic in the paint. Bostic past Collins over the timeline quickly. Bostic, Sumbani, left side layup, banks in. 13-2 in favor of Auburn, and Christy Curry is going to call a timeout to talk things over with the Crimson Tide, as Auburn is now in the midst of an 11-0 run. So with that, a scoring drought for Alabama, where the Crimson Tide have not scored in the last 3 minutes, 44 seconds. Still have 3:55 left to go in this first quarter. It's Auburn 13 and Alabama 2. Balanced scoring so far for the Tigers, with Gaston and Sumbani both with 4 points, Collins with 3, and then Marshawn Bostic with 2 for the Auburn Tigers. Meanwhile, Sarah Ashley Barker, only player that scored for Alabama, with the Crimson Tide trailing 13-2. Turnovers remain the issue. Alabama just 1 for 5 from the floor, but 6 turnovers for the Tide. Auburn scoring 7 points off of those turnovers, and Tigers have taken care of the basketball on their end. No turnovers to this point by Johnny Harris's Auburn Tigers. Weathers with the inbounds pass to Barker in the backcourt. No backcourt pressure from Auburn as Barker dribbles over Scripte and Crimson at midfloor. Now it's Barker. On the left wing, a handoff to Diana Collins. Collins at the top of the key. Handoff to Carly Weathers. Weathers, handoff to Aaliyah Nye, top of the key with a three-pointer up. Off the back iron, no good. Barker taps the rebound high in the air, but Bostic comes away with it until she steps on the sideline. Just in front of the Auburn bench, moving quickly down the floor. So the basketball will remain with Alabama. 3:34 left to go in this first quarter. Auburn 13 and Alabama 2. Essence Cody checked back in for the Crimson Tide, replacing Gianna Cunningham. Sideline and a bounce play from the right side for the Crimson Tide. Carly Weathers getting set for the inbounds pass. Donk with her hands in the air, jumping up and down, trying to guard the inbounds pass. Comes into Collins, right front court. Diana Collins to the top of the key. A collision and an illegal screen set by Essence Cody as she collided with Marshawn Bostic at the top of the key. First foul on Cody. Second team foul against the Crimson Tide. 3.5 minutes remaining in this first quarter. Now Zay Green back on the floor, so all 5 starters back on the floor for Alabama. Crimson Tide trailing 13-2. Over 4 minutes without a point for Alabama. Bostic on the right wing. Bostic tried to spin around, works it out to Simbani, dribbles top of the key, hands off Donk. Hand interface by Carly Weathers. Now Donk gets some space left side lane, the ball poked by Weathers, right to Barker. Here comes Alabama. Barker over the timeline. Barker driving on the right side against Collins, backs up a few steps right baseline. Barker swings it all the way to Aaliyah Nye. That pass tipped out of play by Bostic over the left sideline. It'll still be Crimson Tide ball to work with. Alabama able to force the first Auburn turnover of this ball game. 13-2, Alabama trailing Auburn. 2:57 remaining in the first quarter. From the left sideline, Weathers inbounds the basketball on the left wing, Zay Green. Green dribbles to the top of the key. Now down the right side lane to the basket, lays it up, lays it in. Scoring drought over for the Crimson Tide. That makes it 13-4. Basketball back with Auburn. 2:45 remaining in the first quarter. Bostic over the timeline left. Bostic at the left wing, inside the arc, at the free throw line. Works it out to Gaston, left side. Gaston has the ball poked away by Cody. It's loose. Gaston gets it back. Gaston, left side lane, fighting her way in, throws up a shot. Short, great defense. Cody taken away by Barker. Here comes Alabama. Barker in the paint, finds Nye. Left corner three. Bottom. Alabama fighting back. It's now 13-7. First three-pointer for Alabama today, and it comes from the best in the SEC, Aaliyah Nye. 2:07 remaining in this first quarter. 5-point burst for Alabama. Bostic drives right side to Gaston. SEC logo jumper is good, and Auburn makes it 15-7. Just under 2 minutes to go in this first quarter. Basketball back with Alabama, making their last 2 shots from the floor. Green. Right corner, Carly Weathers. Weathers with a fake, drives right baseline. Her shot blocked from behind by Donk, taken away by Auburn by Bostic. Bostic on a fast break, right side, throws up a shot, no good. Gaston the rebound, and her little tip in is good. 17-7 Auburn. Gaston really held up in midair, was able to get the rebound and tap back into the basketball in one fluid motion. 10-point deficit for the Tide. Basketball with Alabama, minute 20 remaining in this first quarter. Cody at the top of the key to Barker. Barker driving left side, swings it out in the right corner. Now on the right wing, Green launches a three. Off the iron, no good. Donk with a rebound under the basket. Basketball of the Auburn Tigers. Bostic over the middle of the timeline. Letting the clock dwindle down just a moment. Final minute of play in this first quarter. Bostic finds Donk and away from the basket. A foul called going against. It appears the Auburn Tigers offensive foul is Aaliyah Nye. Took tough contact. Taylon Collins, the illegal screen that sent Aaliyah Nye to the floor. Christabella Zuma checks in for the Crimson Tide, replacing Essence Cody. That was the first team foul on the Auburn Tigers, and it's against Taylon Collins. Basketball with Alabama. Green over the middle of the timeline. Green to Nye at the top of the key. Nye driving down the right side against Gaston. Throws up a shot. No good, but drew the foul. Aaliyah Nye will head to the line for 2 shots. Deanna Gaston called for her first foul. Second team foul against Auburn. And that will send Leah Nye to the free throw line for Alabama. 46.5 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Auburn 17, Alabama 7. Here's Leah Nye at the line, 79% free throw shooter. First one up and in. 17-8. Next one by Nye. Good. 17-9. Crimson Tide trying to fight back at home against Auburn. Last year, the Tigers in this building also built up a huge first-half lead. Crimson Tide were able to rally past them midway in the fourth quarter and win a tight game down the stretch. Basketball with the Tigers. Jordan Hunter over the timeline. Guarded closely by Barker in mid-floor. Hunter trying to get any separation she can from Barker. Hunter at the top of the key to Donk. Just left of center. Now Donk. Left elbow extended jumper well short. Under the basket. Nye tips the basketball to Weathers. Here comes Alabama. Shot clock turned off. 20 seconds to work with for the Tide. Trailing 17-9 at home against Auburn. First quarter winding down. Zay Green picks up on defense by Jordan Hunter. 10 seconds left. Here's Green around the screen. To the right side, Green with space, puts up a jumper that's short. Rebound, Barker tips it loose, and it's picked up by Collins. 2 seconds left. To Hunter, past midfloor. Hunter launches a long three-pointer. That's good. Jordan Hunter launching a huge three-pointer for the Auburn Tigers. Officials will likely take a look at this in between the first and second quarter break. But at the moment, a three-pointer that makes it Auburn 20 and Alabama 9. Timeout on the floor as we move to the second quarter of play in Tuscaloosa. It's a score of Auburn 20 and Alabama 9. We'll tell you whether or not that three-pointer will count when we return in a moment. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
If you're looking for the best selection in Crimson Tide apparel, look no further than the Soup Store. The Soup Store is every Bama fan's ultimate destination for the hottest gear and accessories, with 3 great locations around campus to serve you: in Tuscaloosa on campus at the University Student Center, on the Strip in front of Bryant-Denny Stadium, and on Bryant Drive. If you can't get to Tuscaloosa, shop the Soup Store online at soupstore.ua.edu. The Soup Store is a proud partner of Alabama Athletics.
Ever wondered what a 30-foot tall pistachio looks like? A giant redwood or Big Sur? Chevron with Techron will be there to help you see them and tons of other places you have to see to believe. Because with unbeatable mileage and a clean engine, cars feel great. So next time you want to fill up on a little adventure, an awkward family photo, or a new commute to work, make sure to fill up at Chevron's along the way. Your car and your memories will thank you. Chevron with Techron, fueled by possibility.
The Alabama Education Association is the member-driven voice of Alabama's education employees. AEA members are teachers, education support professionals, administrators, professors, future teachers, and education retirees. Joining the Alabama Education Association has never been easier. Use their new online membership for a fast, safe, and secure way to join today. Visit myaea.org to learn more.
Auburn 20, Alabama 9, a three-pointer by Jordan Hunter. Good for the Tigers just a moment ago. So with that, Auburn with an 11-point lead as we get ready to start the second quarter here in Tuscaloosa. Crimson Tide fans, we remind you to stay up to date with all recommended vaccinations. Flu season is here, so don't wait. Vaccinate. Visit alabamapublichealth.gov/IMM today to learn more about how you can stay up to date on vaccinations. ADPH is proud to support the Crimson Tide. A moment ago, we just saw a three-pointer by Leah Nye, badly needed for Alabama, trying to come back in this game with a deficit against Auburn. With that three-pointer, now it is Leah Nye, the school record holder for three-pointers in her career at 274, just past Betsy Harris. She tied that mark in the last game against Tennessee, and she knocks down her first one today to have that record all to herself at 274, most three-pointers in Crimson Tide history. And hopefully coming up at halftime, we'll be talking with somebody that's also pretty high up on that list. We're going to have to stay tuned to learn who that will be. Crimson Tide trailing Auburn by a score of 20-9. We get ready to start the second quarter here in Tuscaloosa. Again, a three-pointer by Hunter will count for the Auburn Tigers to make it a 20-9 score against the Crimson Tide. Alabama only shooting the basketball 3 of 11 so far in this game. Nye's three-pointer that breaks the school record for most three-pointers made in Alabama history. That's the only one made so far in this game in 4 attempts by the Crimson Tide. Alabama 2 of 2 at the free throw line, but only shooting 27%. Auburn, meanwhile, shooting 45% from the floor at 9 of 20, 1 of 2 from beyond the arc. Turnovers still a huge story for Alabama. 1 assist compared to 7 turnovers so far by Alabama in this game. Meanwhile, Auburn 3 assists, 3 turnovers, and points off turnovers. 7 turnovers for the Tide, 7 points for the Tigers to begin this game. Getting ready to start the second quarter. Celia Sumbani, Jordan Hunter, Yuting Donk, along with Soraya Daniels and Yakia Milton on the floor for the Tigers. Meanwhile, Zay Green, Christabel Azuma, Aaliyah Nye, Sarah Ashley Barker, Carly Weathers on the floor for the Crimson Tide. Here's Hunter finding Donk on the left wing. Donk feeling pressure by Barker at the top of the key. Stepped inside the arc, stepped back, now steps back in the paint, tried to hand off to Milton. Her shot no good from the right side. Rebound goes out of play and will stay with Auburn. Last contact by Alabama. 9 seconds to work with on the shot clock for the Tigers, leading Alabama 20-9. Auburn has lost its last 5 meetings against Alabama in Tuscaloosa. Hunter with the inbounds pass to Donk in the left corner. Donk inside the arc, long jumper on the way, that's good. Yuting Donk scoring for the first time today for Auburn, making it a score 22-9. Basketball, the Crimson Tide. Green to Azuma. Azuma at the top of the key. Looks for some help left, goes back to the right, hands off to Green just behind her. Zay Green, hand interface by Hunter. Driving down the right side lane. Throws up a shot, no good, but a foul's going to be called against Milton. Kia Milton guilty of her first foul, and it will be a shooting foul, sending Zay Green to the free throw line. 9:12 remaining in the second quarter. Auburn 22, Alabama 9. And it will be Green to the free throw line, a 63% free throw shooter. Her family in attendance today, including her mom that played for Christy Curry years ago at Stephen F. Austin. Yolanda Harris, when Coach Curry was an assistant coach there. First one on the way. Got it. 22-10, Crimson Tide trailing. One more coming up for Green. Puts it on the way, and good. 22-11, Crimson Tide trailing on the road, on home against Auburn. Hunter over the middle of the timeline. Pounding left-handed dribble, switches to the right. 1 minute deep into this second quarter. Auburn doubling up Alabama so far, 22-11. Driving to the basket, left side layup, good by Daniels. 24-11. Basketball back with the Crimson Tide, trailing now by 13. Auburn's matched its largest lead of the game. Green just over the timeline. Gets up on defense by Hunter. Dribble to the left. Just left of center. Now Green top of the key. Nearly collided with Milton. Back to Nye. Catcher release 3 from the left wing. Back iron no good. Rebound fought for and a foul called against Cody. That'll be over the back on Essence Cody. Second foul on Cody here in the first half. She will head to the Crimson Tide bench, replaced by Christabel Azuma. Diana Collins back in as well, replacing Zay Green. Basketball with the Tigers with Hunter. Picked up on defense by Collins just to mid-floor. Now Hunter around a screen to the right elbow. Hunter under the basket. Her pass tipped by Azuma, taken away by Weathers. Wanted to connect with Milton. Now Nye finding Collins right to left. Collins feeling the pressure. Tried to spin out of pressure. Her pass stolen away by Hunter. Basketball back with the Tigers. So a turnover, right to a turnover. From Alabama to Auburn. Now the Tigers work with the basketball once again, up 13. 2 minutes deep into this second quarter. Hunter to the top of the key. Step to the right, now Donk top of the key. Hand interface by Nye. 10 on the shot clock. Donk, left elbow extended. Her jumper spills off the iron, no good. And the rebound by Carly Weathers. Weathers through traffic, finds Collins left wing. Collins, Barker top of the key. Her 3 up. Off the back iron, no good. And the rebound by Donk, right elbow. Basketball with Auburn. Up by 13, 7.5 minutes to go before halftime. Basketball with Auburn, with Hunter. Past the pressure of Collins. Backs up to the top of the key. Now it's Hunter against Collins. A reach-in foul is going to be called against Diana before the drive in. First foul on Diana Collins. Second team foul on the Crimson Tide. We have 7:19 remaining in the second quarter. Hunter will go out as Deanna Gaston comes in. Gaston, one to watch. She's averaging 22 points per game for Auburn. Carly Weathers going out. Crimson Tide with Zay Green back in. Another substitution coming up for Auburn. Taylon Collins as well as Audia Young checking in for the first time today. Yuting Donk will head back to the Tiger bench, as well as Celia Sumbani. Basketball with Auburn on the left baseline, leading Alabama 24-11, 7:19 remaining in the second quarter. Inbounds pass to Bostic. Backs up to the left wing, guarded by Zay Green. Now it's Bostic. At the top of the key, eyes the shot clock down to 10. Bostic against Barker, now around the screen to Gaston, SEC logo jumper, kicks out no good, rebound to Zuma, left block. Basketball to Alabama, trailing by 13. Zay Green, downhill on the right side, throws up a shot that banks in. Some offense from Green when Alabama needed it most, 24-13. 6:50 remaining in the second quarter, Tigers back with the basketball. Bostic, slow dribble over the middle of the timeline. Bostic pounding the right-hand dribble, motioning the offense with the left hand. In between the rings, now Bostic again, a few steps to the right side, 10 on the shot clock. Bostic feeling the pressure by Green, trying to tie up the basketball, and a whistle blown. A foul's going to be called against Alabama and against Zay Green. A reach and foul, Green guilty, that's her first. Third team foul against Alabama here in the second quarter. The second quarter where both teams have scored 4 points. Auburn has not scored in the last 2.5 minutes. Collins right sideline with the inbounds pass in between the rings to Bostic. Bostic calling out a play with a slow dribble. Now gets moving at the top of the key, inside the arc to Gaston, right side layup up and good. Gaston's got 8 points, 26-13. Auburn leading Alabama once again by 13. Basketball with the Crimson Tide. Just over the timeline, Zay Green. Green feeling the pressure left side, and that pressure by Bostic leads to a foul. Marshawn Bostic called for what will be her first foul today. Second team foul on the Tigers in the second quarter. 26-13. Crimson Tide still with 5:59 to work with here in the second quarter. Inbounds pass intended for Green, deflected all the way to the right side. Collins saves the ball in play along the right sideline. Now to Anna Collins, top of the key. To Barker in the left corner. Barker guarded by Taylon Collins of Auburn. Barker finds Green, head fake by her right wing. Now a step to the right. Now Green, 3 on the shot clock. Drives in, leaves a shot short, back to Barker. Time running out, Barker put it up. No good on the shot, and a shot clock violation on Alabama. Basketball back to the Tigers. Alabama 3 of 6 from the floor, 1 of 4 from the floor in this second quarter of play. Auburn 3 of 6. Auburn just outscoring Alabama 6-4 in the second quarter. Bostic, slow dribble over the middle of the timeline. Wants some motion under the basket. Now it's Bostic against Nye to the free throw line. Here's Daniels driving in. Her shot blocked and ripped away by Christabel Azuma. Here come the Crimson Tide. Barker over the timeline right. One defensive play by Azuma. Barker around the screen. Left side lane. Barker fighting her way to the rim. Throws it up. Too strong in the shot. Rebound by Nye in the right corner. Nye finds an open Green. Collins now Barker. Barker driving in from the left corner. Left baseline. Throws it up. No good. Azuma the rebound. Tries to save it in play, but right to Collins of Auburn. Crimson Tide got the great defensive stop. Just could not score on the other end. Bostic driving. Right side layup is good and one. Marshawn Bostic scores. Diana Collins will be called for the foul. 4:51 remaining in this second quarter. It'll be an and one opportunity coming up when we come back. It's Auburn now leading Alabama 28-13 here in Tuscaloosa. Timeout on the floor. We'll be back with the rest of the second quarter next. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Today's highlight is brought to you by Toyota. At home or on the road, they're never the underdog. Toyota,
let's go places. Get 1.99% APR for 36 months on a new 2024 Toyota Tacoma Hybrid. Offer valid through March 3rd, 2025. Zero down for well-qualified buyers with approved credit and financing through Southeast Toyota Finance. $28.64 monthly payment for every $1,000 finance. Excludes tax, tag, registration, title, and dealer fees. See dealer for details.
Tide fans, Golden Flake Snacks have been a proud partner of the Tide family for 67 years. The South's original potato chip, Golden Flake Snacks, are delicious fan favorites because they're crafted from traditional Southern recipes. From crispy, perfectly flavored potato chips to light and airy pork rinds and fluffy, cheesy cheese puffs, Golden Flake Snacks are a winning combination with Alabama basketball. Share Golden Flake Snacks with your Tide family and friends. Simple, Southern goodness. That's Golden Flake.
The Alabama Insider Podcast is the official podcast of Crimson Tide Athletics. Catch full episodes of Hey Coach and the Kalen DeBoer Show, Crimson Tide Rewind, Crimson Tide Today Daily Reports, plus full interviews from Crimson Drive driven by NASCAR. Download and subscribe to the Alabama Insider Podcast on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, and all podcast platforms. Roll Tide with the Alabama Insider Podcast.
Crimson Tide trailing the Auburn Tigers 28-13 as we continue play with 4:51 remaining here in the second quarter of play. Fans, you can stay up to date with the latest on the Crimson Tide by tuning into Tide TV This Week. Check your local listings for TV times in your area. And remember, Tide TV This Week, also on demand at RolledTide.com. Tide TV This Week, hosted by Mary Reagan Bolig and Chloe Rigdon. It's Crimson Tide trailing the Auburn Tigers 28-13. Alabama outscored at the end of the first quarter 20-9. It's been Auburn outscoring Alabama 8-4 so far in the second quarter, and just the offense has had a tough time getting going for Alabama. Shooting just 4 of 17 from the floor, 24%, 1 of 6 from three-point land. That one three-pointer, the record breaker for Aaliyah Nye for the most three-pointers made in Alabama school history. But other than that, it's been tough scoring for Alabama. The turnovers have made it tough. Alabama's turned the ball over 10 times in this game. Auburn scoring 9 points off of those turnovers. So with that, it's just been hard for Alabama offensively to get a rhythm. And then Deonna Gaston has been in the top 5 in scoring in the SEC all throughout the year. Already has 10 points in this ball game, knocking down 5 of 8 from the floor, mostly just right around the basket for the Auburn Tigers. Crimson Tide will break the huddle. There was a foul called on Dinah Collins on a layup that was made by Marshawn Bostic of Auburn just a moment ago. So it will be Bostic to the free throw line for an and one. Marshawn Bostic, 64% free throw shooter. 2 dribbles, puts it up and in. 29-13, Crimson Tide trailing at home against Auburn. 16-point deficit, largest of this game for Alabama to try and overcome. Zay Green lost control of her feet on the right side lane and then lost control of the basketball. Clean steal by the Tigers. Now Auburn works to the ball, chance to build on this 16-point advantage. Bostic dribbling at the top of the key. Bostic to Collins, backs it up a few steps. Now back to the right block, top of the key to Bostic. Thought about a jumper, and in that thought, traveled to the basketball. So her footing was just off at the top of the arc, and the turnover will give the ball back to Alabama. Crimson Tide trailing 29-13 with 4:24 remaining in this second quarter. Don't have to get everything back at once if you're Alabama, but certainly get back within striking distance. That's what helped Crimson Tide do a comeback win last year on this floor against Auburn. Carly Weathers driving on the right baseline. Weathers with Auburn double teaming her. A reach-in foul called. Auburn being very aggressive trying to go for the steal, and instead it's a reach-in foul. Audia Young called for the foul. That'll be her first. 3rd team foul against the Tigers. Crimson Tide will inbound the basketball with a baseline out of bounds play from the right baseline. Tigers will sub in Jordan Hunter, and she will replace Audia Young. Carly Weathers set for the inbounds pass, finds Barker. Barker left block, throws it up, and banks it in off the square. Scoring drought of over 2.5 minutes over for Alabama, 29-15. Basketball back with Auburn with Marshawn Bostic. Bostic over the timeline. Bostic On the right side, her pass tipped and stolen away by Carly Weathers. To Zay Green, out to Barker. Swiftly down the floor to an open Aaliyah Nye. Right corner three. Give it to her. Aaliyah Nye with another three-pointer to make it 29-18. Saw that in the first quarter with a huge three from Aaliyah. Going to need more in this comeback bid against Auburn. Alabama's trailed by as much as 16 today. Now it's down to an 11-point game. Auburn with the basketball. Gaston into the paint. Nearly lost the ball. Now her pass tipped by Weathers. It finds Bostic. Right side. A three-pointer blocked away with excellent effort. Carly Weathers. Crimson Tide get the takeaway. Now it's Zay Green. To the top of the key. Barker to an open Weathers. Left corner three. Swish! Carly Weathers the block. Then the three. Timeout Tigers. It's now an 8-point game in Tuscaloosa. 29-21. The block by Carly Weathers a moment ago on the three-point attempt by Hunter. Crimson Tide took it away with Zay Green. Quickly got down the floor, and Carly Weathers with a badly needed three-pointer. Again, don't have to get everything back at one time, but now it's an 8-point deficit with still 3:14 to work with. Alabama certainly within striking distance, playing at home against the Auburn Tigers in front of one of the best crowds of the year for the Power of Pink game and Play for K. .3:14 to go in this second quarter. Alabama's made its last three shots. That was just after the Crimson Tide had not scored in 2.5 minutes. Full court pressure coming up, at least Zay Green in the backcourt as we're back underway. Collins into Marshawn Bostic. Bostic over the middle of the timeline. Bostic, top of the key, left elbow, spins around, looks for some help to the right side, able to work it out to Hunter. Hunter, top of the key, dunk. Guarded by Aaliyah Nye. Donk, step to the left, now step to the right, spins around and lost the ball because it's stolen by S.A. Barker with a clean steal, driving left side, layup up and in. Sarah Ashley Barker makes it 29-23. Crimson Tide keep fighting back, a 10-0 Alabama run. Just over 2.5 minutes to go in this second quarter. Bostic at the top of the key. Bostic driving left side and an offensive foul. Yes! Sarah Ashley Barker took the charge. Offensive foul against Auburn. Everything's starting to turn around in Tuscaloosa. Fourth team foul against Auburn in this second quarter, and that foul is on Bostic. For Bostic, that's now 2 fouls. Crimson Tide will sub in Gianna Cunningham, replacing Christabel Azuma. 2:31 remaining in this second quarter. 29-23. Alabama now outscoring Auburn 14-9 in quarter number 2, but more work to do with Alabama trailing by 6. Crimson Tide work with the basketball. Zay Green on the left wing. Green dribbles top of the key. Green on the left wing, Nye. Nye, step inside the arc, left baseline, driving, left block, throws up a shot, that's good. 29-25, the run continues, a 12-0 Alabama run over these last 2 minutes. Now all of a sudden, the Crimson Tide down by 4. 2 minutes to go until halftime. Auburn with the basketball, Hunter. Hunter. Guarded by Zay Green. Sumbani has her pass tipped, and it goes out of play and off of Auburn. So the basketball with that will go to the Crimson Tide. Aaliyah Nye creating that turnover for the Tigers. Christabel Azuma in for Gianna Cunningham. What energy by the Tide. A scoring drought now for Auburn of 3 minutes. It's been a 12-0 run for Alabama. Crimson Tide trailing by 4, working with the basketball. 29-25 here in Tuscaloosa. Green at the top of the key. Green, a head fake. Green backs up top of the key, now gets downhill right side, throws it up off the window, it kicks out, no good. Rebound Azuma, put back up, too strong. Rebound Taylon Collins of Auburn. Basketball of the Tigers. That ends a streak of Alabama making 6 shots in a row. Basketball of the Tigers, held scoreless the last 3.5 minutes in Tuscaloosa after a dominant start to this game. Hunter at the top of the key. Hunter, right elbow. Passes on the left side. Auburn mishandles the pass. Sumbani couldn't come up with it left corner. Basketball back to Bama. Minute 14 remaining in this second quarter. Auburn 29, Alabama 25. Sumbani goes out. Yakia Milton back in for the Tigers. Alabama in the midst of a 12-0 run, last 3 minutes. Minute 10 remaining before halftime. Alabama ball down by 4. Nye, right wing 3. Swish! 15-0 run, Alabama. It's a one-point game. After the Tide had been trailing by 16, Bama's climbed all the way back to within a point. 29-28 with 52 seconds to go in this crimson-colored second quarter. Basketball with the Tigers. Hunter at the top of the key. Hunter, a step to the right. On the right wing, free throw line, Hunter left side of the lane, lost control of the ball, out of play, last touch by Alabama. It will be Tiger basketball with 9 on the shot clock. Hunter was driving, Barker, some of the last contact right along the baseline. Carly Weathers clapping her hands. Getting everybody fired up on the floor. Donk quickly in left side. Gaston with the basketball for the Tigers. 5 in the shot clock. Gaston top of the key. Hand off to Donk. Long range, high arching 3, woefully short, and the basketball back to the Crimson Tide. It's been an Alabama 15-0 run just after the Crimson Tide had their largest deficit of the game, 16 points. Crimson Tide back with Essence Cody on the floor. 29 seconds remaining. Shot clock turned off for the remainder of this second quarter. Barker into Green. All 5 starters on the floor for the Crimson Tide. See what Alabama tries to do. 15-0 run, Crimson Tide. Zay Green, idle dribbling in the right front court. Now it's Green, handoff to Aaliyah Nye, 10 seconds left. Weathers at the top of the key. Bounce past Cody. Cody to an open Nye, right side layup good. 17-0 run. Alabama's climbed all the way back, and the Tide in front, 30-29. Half-court heave is up, off the backboard, no good by Gaston, and this quarter is complete. Alabama will go to the locker room on a 17-0 run, erasing a 16-point deficit and putting Alabama in front by 1 at the break. One of the best finishes to a quarter you will ever see in women's basketball as Alabama's in front at halftime, 30-29 against Auburn. We'll step aside, be back with the Toyota Halftime Report next. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Sports bring us together, but sickness can keep us apart. Don't miss out on what matters most.
Vaccines help keep you in the stands while we are on the court.
Staying up to date on your vaccines, including for respiratory viruses, keeps you in the game, protecting yourself and those around you. Be here, be healthy. Visit alabamapublichealth.gov/IMM for more information.
Hey there, Bob Baumhauer again. Baumhauer's Victory Grill is extremely proud to have recently received numerous awards, including being voted best wings in the state of Alabama. Other awards received include Best All-Around Restaurant, Best American Restaurant, #1 Sports Bar, Best Chef, Best Wings, and Best Dining Experience. Thank you for 43 legendary years, and we look forward to providing you an award-winning dining experience at every visit. Baumhauer's Victory Grill. Legendary fun, legendary food.
Producing championship quality lumber is not an easy process, but at Everwood Preserving, it's our only process. Wood treated right. Everwood offers top-notch pressure-treated wood for decks, outdoor structures, commercial jobs, and more that you can build your reputation on. When it comes to quality, we're on the winning team. Visit your local Everwood dealer today and discover the difference for yourself. Everwood Preserving Incorporated, the official lumber of the Alabama Crimson Tide.
At Red Diamond, we know that there's simply nothing better than the perfect sip of fresh brewed iced tea. And we've been working hard to make sure choosing Red Diamond is always easy. With only simple ingredients, water, tea leaves, and pure cane sugar, or no sugar. We make sure our tea tastes like, well, tea. Stop by your local cooler and pick up a gallon for a perfect sip today. Red Diamond. Perfect's not easy.
Halftime in Tuscaloosa. What a finish to the second quarter as Alabama closed out the quarter after once trailing at its lowest point of the first half. Alabama trailing in this ball game 29-13, and the next 17 points belong to the Crimson Tide. Top scorer, Aaliyah Nye with 15 points, already hitting 3 3-pointers in this game, 5 of 8 from the floor. Top scorer for Auburn, Deanna Gaston with 10 points. Impressive first half of play between Alabama and Auburn, and again, Second quarter, after it felt like nothing was going right, everything turned the right way for Alabama to close out on a 17-0 run. Alabama was 7-9 from the floor during that impressive stretch here in Tuscaloosa. We'll step aside and be back with more of the Toyota Halftime Report next. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Domino's delivers game day across Tuscaloosa and the surrounding area. Locally owned in Tuscaloosa for 30-plus years, the team at Domino's is proud to be a supporter of Alabama basketball and athletics across the capstone. Domino's would like to thank our customers for supporting our local business for over 30 years. Make Domino's your choice on game days year-round. Domino's is proud to deliver your Alabama Crimson Tide game days anytime. Just visit RollDomino's.com. Thanks for your business and Roll Tide.
Crimson Tide fans, this season don't lose out on your home comfort. Brown Cooling, Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical is a proud partner of Alabama Athletics and has been delivering the highest standards in home comfort across Birmingham for over 60 years. If you're looking for a great team and elite service from a quality company that cares, you can't miss with Brown in Birmingham. Score big this year with Brown Cooling, Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical. Visit brownheatingandcooling.com/specials to save on your next service. Roll Tide!
Did you know that your largest organ is your skin? The Wound Care Center at DCH is an outpatient clinic focused on modern treatments for chronic wounds and non-healing sores. Our team is staffed with dedicated physicians, nurses, and therapists who specialize in treating chronic wounds and identifying their complex causes, circumstances, and challenges. When you need more than a Band-Aid, there's the DCH Wound Care Center. Learn more about our services at dchsystem.com/wound care.
You can find all Crimson Tide Sports Network video content online on the CTSN YouTube page. It's the home of the live Courtside Cam, episodes of Crimson Drive driven by NASCAR, plus Hey Coach. Our YouTube shorts will deliver thrilling Alabama radio highlights, plus interview clips from Alabama student athletes and coaches that you can't miss. Subscribe to the Crimson Tide Sports Network on YouTube for the very latest on the Alabama Crimson Tide.
This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the broadcasting rights granted by the University of Alabama. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the expressed written consent of the university and Learfield. Announcers are provided by Learfield and approved by the university.
Halftime in Tuscaloosa. It's the Alabama Crimson Tide with a lead against Auburn, 30-29 at the break. Time for an Alabama Power scoreboard update. Alabama Power, proud supporter of the Alabama Crimson Tide. Alabama Power, power for a better Alabama. Crimson Tide in front, and that's not something we can really say for much of the first half, but that 17-0 run giving the Tide a 1-point lead at the break. Other scores, it's going down to the wire in Lexington, Kentucky, hosting LSU in a top 15 showdown. LSU currently in front 62-58 in the final minute of play at historic Memorial Coliseum. Halftime as well here. Of course, Alabama up by a point against Auburn. Then everything else is final. South Carolina defeated Vanderbilt 82-54. It was Tennessee a winner 86-78 in Gainesville against Florida. Alabama's opponent next Sunday, the Oklahoma Sooners, picked up a dominant win, 94-54 at Arkansas. It was Ole Miss winning by just 2 points at home, 68-66 against Missouri. And then in Starkville, Mississippi State tops Texas A&M, 81-55, the final score. Here in Tuscaloosa, it's been entertaining. Crimson Tide in front at the break by only 1 point. But Alabama, what a comeback to get that 1-point lead at halftime. Again, the score, Alabama 30 and Auburn 29. We'll step aside, and when we come back, we will have our final segment of the Toyota Halftime Report next. This is Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Today's highlight is brought to you by Toyota. At home or on the road, they're never the underdog. Toyota. Let's go places. Get $1,750 in bonus lease cash on a new 2024 Toyota Tacoma SR5. Offer valid through March 3rd, 2025. Offer entitled $1,750 bonus lease cash on the lease of a new and untitled 2024 Toyota Tacoma SR5 gas vehicle. Bonus cash may be used only toward down payment or capitalized cost reduction on the new vehicle. See dealer for details.
Let's go. Let's huddle up and make things happen with the only cards for T-Town. The University of Alabama Regions Visa Debit Card and Prepaid Regions Now Card. They're a win for your wallet and a big roll tide, whether you're purchasing stuff for game day or every day. Want to go all in on confidently showing your Tide pride? Order your card now at regions.com/GoBama. Regions, official bank of the SEC. Member FDIC. Terms, conditions, and fees apply.
When the game is on the line, you want someone you can count on. At Alabama Power, we believe in consistency and having each other's back. It's our game plan to safely deliver the electricity you depend on. We give 100% to achieve 99.9% reliability. Learn how we power a better Alabama at alabamapower.com/reliable. Alabama Power is a proud supporter of the Alabama Crimson Tide.
Sports bring us together, but sickness can keep us apart. Don't miss out on what matters most.
Vaccines help keep you in the stands while we are on the court.
Staying up to date on your vaccines, including for respiratory viruses, keeps you in the game, protecting yourself and those around you. Be here, be healthy. Visit alabamapublichealth.gov/IMM for more information.
What to expect in the second half is presented by Coca-Cola Zero Sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and irresistibly tasty. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide. Roger, what should we expect in the second half?
Well, Lindsay, hopefully more of what we saw to close out the second quarter of play as the Crimson Tide, again, finished the second quarter and first half on a 17-0 run. Aaliyah Nye, this is a game where if Aaliyah gets a few three-pointers, we heard her talk about this on Crimson Drive, driven by NASCAR. Usually it takes 2 or 3 for her to get going, and then after that, she just continues to get in the zone, and it seems like everything will go in. So we'd love to see something similar come up for Aaliyah Nye, but also Sarah Ashley Barker. 6 points for her so far in this game, 3 of 7 shooting. She was a little slow moving in the first half offensively against Tennessee, but picked it up with a lot of steam in the fourth quarter, so you'd love to see that. And then for Essence Cody to be a presence coming up in the second half. Limited to only 8 minutes due to the 2 fouls she picked up. If Essence Cody can have a huge second half, could be looking at an Alabama victory against Auburn, but still a lot of work to do for the Crimson Tide. Again, leading in this ball game 30-29 after Alabama trailed for most of the first half of action. Auburn led 17 minutes, 45 seconds in the first half. Alabama only led for 9 seconds in the first half, but the most important 9 seconds. Crimson Tide led to close out half number 1 and an Alabama lead. Again, 30-29 is the halftime advantage. Crimson Tide led by Aaliyah Nye with 15 points, 6 each by Sarah Ashley Barker and Tate Green. Auburn led by Deanna Gaston with 10 points so far in this game. Entertaining first half. Can't wait to see what comes up in the second half. Team's about to return to the floor, so that will do it for the Toyota Halftime Report. Visit your local Toyota dealers or explore setoyota.com today and take advantage of the amazing deals on our full line of vehicles. No matter your destination, Toyota goes with you. Toyota, let's go places. Next up is the third quarter of action. Our score on Senior Day. Alabama 30, Auburn 29. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Alabama One is a proud supporter of the University of Alabama Athletics. At Alabama One, we understand you have big life goals. Whether you're paying off student debt, buying a home, or retiring, your big life goals require healthy finances. As a full-service credit union, Alabama One offers our members the resources you need to reach your goals, including better rates than most banks and a full suite of products, including credit cards and loans for mortgages, cars, businesses, and land. Visit us in person or online, alabama1.org. Alabama One is an equal housing lender.
Tide fans, Golden Flake Snacks have been a proud partner of the Tide family for 67 years. The South's original potato chip, Golden Flake Snacks, are delicious fan favorites because they're crafted from traditional Southern recipes. From crispy, perfectly flavored potato chips to light and airy pork rinds and fluffy, cheesy cheese puffs, Golden Flake Snacks are a winning combination with Alabama basketball. Share Golden Flake Snacks with your Tide family and friends. Simple, Southern goodness. That's Golden Flake.
I'm Coach Nate Oates, and this is the Ford F-150 Highlight Show. To stay on top, you got to keep raising your game, just like the 2024 Ford F-150, the smartest, most connected F-150 ever. Ford offers impressive technology to help you get the job done in the smartest way possible. For the latest offers on a Ford F-150, go to buyfordnow.com or visit your local Ford dealer. Proud sponsors of the Crimson Tide. Roll Tide.
Coleman Coliseum gives the Tide a big home court advantage. When it comes to your home, count on Tri-Green Equipment to give you a big advantage with our lineup of John Deere equipment and tried and true expertise. We'll help you call the right plays on your property, and we're always there when you need an assist. From riding mowers, compact utility tractors, gators to agriculture equipment, we've got serious game. Stop by one of our locations or visit TriGreenEquipment.com. Proud sponsors of Alabama Crimson Tide basketball.
That is crazy.
Welcome back to Tuscaloosa. Crimson Tide 30 and the Auburn Tigers 29. Roger Hoover now pleased to be joined by one of the best three-point shooters in Alabama history, Hannah Cook, a proud Alabama alum. And Hannah, roll Tide. It's great to have you back. You know how important Alabama and Auburn is.
Roll Tide. Yes, I do. It's so good to be back. Thanks for having me on. This is unexpected.
Well, certainly glad you're here. You've got your husband Zach here and your son Stetson as well.
Yeah. They
certainly exciting.
Are so cute back there. First time for both of them.
At Coleman. Yes, we've seen you before on the road against Missouri, but really cool to see. And Aaliyah Nye, now the school record holder in three-pointers. When you watch her, what do you see her do?
Oh, my gosh. Her shot, her release, everything, the spin on the ball, it is incredible. I say it to Zach every time because me and him are the ones watching it, and he doesn't really know much about basketball. He's more football side, but I'm just like, wow, look at her release. I mean, that is a swish every time. That is a shot that you want to look at and base your shot off of that. It's incredible.
Well, you got to be tremendously proud of Coach Curry and this program where it is right now, one of the best in the SEC.
I love it. This is so awesome. Seeing them ranked number 18, I'm like, okay, that is amazing. That just how she's built this program. I'm honored to be a part of it. A little bit a part of it, but I'm honored to be a part of it and what she's grown and the atmosphere. Look at this. Look at this.
It's pretty special.
It is.
It really
it's amazing.
is. And we're just a few spots away from when you hit the game winner against Kansas a few years ago. I mean, so many great moments for you in your Alabama career. Now we just want you to relax with your family, enjoy the rest of the game. But thank you for dropping by the radio. We always love to see you, Hannah Cook, one of the best to play for the Crimson Tide.
Thank you, Roger. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. That's Hannah Cook. Her comments, great to have her courtside with us as part of Alabama against Auburn on this Sunday afternoon. Crimson Tide will have the starters back on the floor. Sarah Ashley Barker along with Essence Cody, Aaliyah Nye, Carly Weathers, Essence Cody, and Zay Green ready to go. Crimson Tide closed out the second quarter on a 17-0 run. Auburn, meanwhile, will have Taylon Collins along with Celia Sumbani, Deanna Gaston, Taylon Collins back on the floor, also Marshawn Bostic as well. And Yuting Donk. So the basketball will go to the Crimson Tide to begin this second half of play. Zay Green out to Carly Weathers in the right wing. Carly bounce pass to Barker. Barker driving right block, throws it up, banks it in. The run continues into the third quarter. It's now Alabama 32, Auburn 29. 9:40 remaining in this third quarter. First possession for the Tigers in quarter number 3. Bostic just over the timeline. Marshawn Bostic angles to the right wing against Zay Green. Now Bostic to Gaston. Gaston right block, throws it up. No good on the shot. Rebound Barker. Here comes Alabama. Sarah Ashley through traffic over the middle of the timeline. Finds Weathers. Right wing, thought about a three. Instead, Barker top of the key. Barker driving down the right side lane. Barker fighting in against Collins, spins around, tried to dump it off. The pass deflected back to Barker. Bounce pass top of the key to Green. Now to Weathers. Left corner three is up and good. However, she stepped out of play on the left sideline. Well, let's see. Could be a foul as well. Cody guilty of the foul away from the basket. So with that, critical foul going against Essence Cody. That's her third of this ball game, but it takes away a Carly Weathers three-pointer. That was nothing but net. Now the basketball right back to the Auburn Tigers. Trailing only by 3, 1 minute deep into this third quarter. Bostic over the timeline. Bostic to Gaston, driving into the right side, layup up and in. Gaston, one of the best in the SEC, scoring to make it a 1-point game, 32-31. Now the basketball with Green, swings the basketball top of the key, Cody. Then out to the left side, Barker. Barker, top of the key to Nye, quick handoff back to Barker. Barker, a few steps to the right. Now Barker, left side of the lane. Lost her footing, and Gaston will be called for the foul. Now she had her hands up the whole time. Barker sold the contact really well. Collins called for her second foul in this ballgame. First team foul in this third quarter against Auburn. 8:36 remaining in the third quarter. 32-31 the score. Weathers to inbound from the left baseline. Carly floats it in to Azuma. Christabel Azuma in for Cody, who's picked up her third foul. Top of the key, Green's open, thought about a three, and in that thought traveled to the basketball. Tough turnover on Zay Green, and the Crimson Tide will give Auburn the ball back, trailing by just a point at 32-31. Now the basketball of the Tigers, Marshawn Bostic with a slow right-handed dribble just over the state outline, and now just over the timeline here on the floor at Coleman Coliseum. Great crowd on hand, Play for K, Power of Pink game, senior night as well. And it's Alabama-Auburn. Draws the crowd no matter which sport it is. Sumbani, a quick handoff to Bostic. 10 on the shot clock. Bostic, top of the key, attacks left side lane. Her shot up, no good, but contact from Nye. And a foul will be called against Alabama's Aaliyah Nye. First foul on Aaliyah. Second team foul against the Crimson Tide here in the third quarter. That'll send Bostic to the free throw line, a 64% free throw shooter who in this game, 1 of 1, connected on an and one opportunity earlier. Bostic puts it up and leaves it short. Alabama's lead remains 32-31. One more coming up for Bostic. Up, off the back iron, then falls through. Tie game at 32. Alabama and Auburn basketball with the Crimson Tide. 8 minutes to go in this third quarter. Zay Green lost a handle over dribble, retrieved at top of the key, handoff Barker. Barker attacking down the right side lane, throws it up, banks it in. Barker falls to the floor with another tough two for Alabama. 34-32 Crimson Tide. 7:50 remaining in the third quarter. Basketball with the Tigers now back down by 2. Told that the second quarter of this game really mirrored what happened. Auburn had a huge lead in the fourth quarter against Vanderbilt. Then Vanderbilt rallied to tie the game and then outscored Auburn by a lot in overtime. Last time the Tigers played last Sunday. Alabama's played twice since then against A&M and Tennessee. Gaston, left side jumper, no good. Two-handed rebound, Carly Weathers. Basketball, the Crimson Tide. Green to the right wing. Alabama ball up 34-32. Now it's Green, top of the key with space with a three. Swirls out, no good. And the rebound left side of the lane by Bostic. Basketball with the Auburn Tigers. Bostic to Donk, right corner three. Short, and the rebound deflects out of play. Gaston tries to save it in play, does to Taylon Collins. Her shot blocked from behind by Green, but a foul's going to be called on Zay Green. Barker explaining her case to official Iffy Seals. Third team foul as Zay Green tried to get all ball. That's what the Alabama fans are saying, watching the replay inside Coleman. With that, Zay Green called for her second foul, and 2 shots coming up for Taylon Collins. Collins to the free throw line, 1 for 2 already in this game, a 59% free throw shooter overall. First one up, no good off the back iron. 34-32, Alabama leading Auburn. Alabama getting organized on the lane. Barker spent that first free throw talking with Iffy Seals. Second free throw is up. Back iron no good. Rebound tipped by Azuma to Barker. Here comes Alabama. Barker over the timeline. Swings it out to Weathers left side. Head fake by Carly. Carly to the free throw line. Right block, spinning around. Weathers out to the left corner. Barker, catch and release three. Off the iron, no good. Taylon Collins the rebound. Basketball with the Tigers. Auburn ball trailing 34-32. 6:40 remaining in the third quarter. Bostic's pass tipped by Green, but still finds Gaston. Her right side jumper trickles in. Tie game at 34. 6.5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Alabama-Auburn all even at 34. Just over the timeline is a Green at the top of the key. Now Green to Nye, right side three. Got it! Aaliyah Nye buries her 4th three-pointer of the game. It's Alabama 37, Auburn 34. 6:10 remaining in this third quarter. 3-point edge for the Crimson Tide. Bostic pounding the right-handed dribble just over the timeline. Picked up on defense, Zay Green. Bostic to the right elbow, to the left side. That's deflected by Weathers. Collins retrieves it, gives to Gaston. Gaston fight for the loose ball. Azuma jars it loose, gives to Carly Weathers. Here comes Alabama. Weathers over the timeline right. Now Carly Weathers at the top of the key. Weathers right side lane. Passes in the left corner. Green saves it in play. Nye top of the key. Here comes a three. She's got it again. Aaliyah Nye, the best in the SEC, buries another tray. 40-34, Crimson Tide. Basketball with Auburn now down by 6. Largest lead for Alabama today. Gaston. Left side, knocks down Barker, throws up a shot, no good. Rebound, Azuma and Nye. Basketball with Alabama. Barker, fast break chance left side against Bostic. Barker lost control of the ball. Bostic with the steal, but a foul called on Barker. Christy Curry can't believe it. Right hand covering her mouth as she talks to Brenda Pitoja, official who made the call on the foul on Sarah Ashley Barker. Second on SA in this ball game. 5:10 remaining in this third quarter. It's Alabama 40, Auburn 34. Daniels inbounds the basketball to Bostic in the backcourt. Alabama in the midst of a 6-0 run. Bostic over the timeline. Couple steps left of center. Now top of the key, Daniels. Daniels. Couple steps to the right side, driving in, throws up a shot off the window, no good. Carly Weathers the rebound. Basketball to Alabama on the fourth board by Weathers. Crimson Tide finding Nye, right corner three, kicks out, no good. Rebound tipped out of play, last touch by Auburn. It'll be Crimson Tide basketball when we come back from a timeout on the floor. Aaliyah Nye keeps hitting three-pointers. She's got 21 for the Tide. And our score with 4:42 to go in the third quarter, Alabama 40. Auburn 34. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's huddle up and make things happen with the only cards for T-Town. The University of Alabama Regions Visa Debit Card and Prepaid Regions Now Card. They're a win for your wallet and a big roll tide, whether you're purchasing stuff for game day or every day. Want to go all in on confidently showing your Tide pride? Order your card now at regions.com/GoBama. Regions, official bank of the SEC. Member FDIC. Terms, conditions, and fees apply.
Tide fans, Golden Flake Snacks have been a proud partner with the Tide family for 67 years. The South's original potato chip, Golden Flake Snacks, are delicious fan favorites because they're crafted from traditional Southern recipes. From crispy, perfectly flavored potato chips to light and airy pork rinds and fluffy, cheesy cheese puffs, Golden Flake Snacks are a winning combination with Alabama basketball. Share Golden Flake Snacks with your Tide family and friends. Simple, Southern goodness. That's Golden Flake.
Today's highlight is brought to you by Toyota. At home or on the road, they're never the underdog. Toyota. Let's go places. Get 1.99% APR for 36 months on a new 2024 Toyota Tacoma Hybrid. Offer valid through March 3rd, 2025. Zero down for well-qualified buyers with approved credit and financing through Southeast Toyota Finance. $28.64 monthly payment for every $1,000 finance. Excludes tax, tag, registration, title, and dealer fees. See dealer for details.
Crimson Tide at home leading the Auburn Tigers 40-34. We still have 4:42 remaining in this third quarter. Make sure you keep up with everything Alabama with the Crimson Tide mobile app presented by Cadence Bank. Download the Alabama Crimson Tide mobile app now for free at the App Store and Google Play. This is the annual Play for K and also Power of Pink game. And during today's game, head coach Christy Curry wearing special pink Nike shoes that have been signed by DCH cancer patients and their nurses. Just saw a great video done by Crimson Tide Productions in venue here at Coleman Coliseum, recognizing Alabama visiting the Cancer Institute Cancer Center at DCH and meeting with cancer patients. Again, their nurses. Great to see the autographs on the shoes for Christy Curry that she's wearing today, and also survivors being recognized here at Coleman Coliseum. Right now, saw that at halftime as well. Just a tremendous initiative. Started years ago with the Power of Pink by Alabama gymnastics coach Sarah Patterson, who is here today supporting the Crimson Tide, one of the best supporters in this city and in this state for Alabama women's basketball. Head coach Sarah Patterson. So we appreciate her being here. Coach Curry talked about her friendship before with the late Kay Yao, the former NC State coach. That Play for K was initiated 4 years ago in women's college basketball. While we have a moment, let's pause 10 seconds for Station ID. This is Crimson Tide Sports Network. back in Tuscaloosa. 4:42 remaining in this third quarter. Alabama 40 and Auburn 34. Roger Hoover with the Courtside game being produced by Dawson Brown back at our Learfield studios. Also joined Courtside by Ethan Kierman producing this game for the Courtside cam presented by NASCAR on all of our CTSN social media platforms. Joined as well by Vice President, General Manager of the Crimson Tide Sports Network, Jim Kierman, and our engineer, Dr. Lindsey Hoover. We'll continue with Alabama holding the basketball with Carly Weathers getting set for the inbounds pass. Iffy Seals talking with Brenda Patoja, two officials talking at the top of the key, and now they will head back to the monitor, and let's see if we'll get an explanation on the referee microphone in a moment. As 20 seconds have been put on the shot clock before we went to break. A missed three-pointer by Aaliyah Nye. Alabama got the offensive rebound, and then Pantoja talking with Iffy Seals, and let's see, Alabama, Christy Curry coming on the floor. Possibly Auburn will get credit with the basketball, or Coach Curry pointing to the left sideline saying that's where the inbounds pass should be. Now all three officials, Timothy Daly joins the conversation as well. Trying to get reorganized after our media timeout. 4:42 still to go in this third quarter. Alabama up 40-34 against Auburn. And now Timothy Daly will get set for the inbounds pass, and everything looks to be good to go with Alabama possession. Carly Weathers. So everything's sorted out, and really not much changed after all of that, as Weathers will get set for the inbounds play from the right baseline. Carly slaps the basketball, inbounds quickly to Green on the right side inside the arc. Green, right elbow, free throw line into the Crimson paint. SEC logo jumper is good. Zay Green. Crimson Tide 42, Auburn 34. Basketball back to the Tigers. Alabama with a new largest lead, 8 points in this ball game. Alabama was once down 16, and then this game has not been the same since. Basketball at Bostic to the top of the key. Gaston on the left wing. Auburn with Daniels back to Sumbani. Now she passes to Gaston in the paint. Driving right block, throws up a contested jumper, no good. Alabama will be called for the foul. Free throws coming up for Deanna Gaston. It's been an 8-0 run. Zay Green picks up her third foul. Just waiting to see the officials put the foul on. That'll be Green, her third, team's fifth. Alabama putting Auburn in the bonus the remainder of this third quarter. To the free throw line, Deanna Gaston, 74% free throw shooter. First trip to the line today. She has a team high 14, and will stay at 14 points in this game. Missing the first free throw. One more for Gaston. Up, in. 42-35. That breaks a 2-minute, 24-second scoring drought for Auburn. Basketball to Crimson Tide. Green, left side lane on the left wing to Nye, who drives in. Layup leaves it short, and the rebound by Gaston in transition. Here comes Auburn down 7. Gaston out to Daniels on the right wing. Daniels to Bostic just right of center. Now Bostic wants some more movement under the basket. Bostic dribble to her right, now back to her left to Gaston. Gaston, right side of the lane, back to the top of the key. 10 on the shot clock for Bostic. Bostic, free throw line in the left corner. Daniels thought about a three. Now long jumper left baseline, in and out, no good. Barker there for the rebound. Basketball for Alabama. Crimson Tide 7-point advantage, 42-35, 3:25 remaining in the third. Here's Green, driving in from the right side to the rim, throws it up, throws it in, and one, Zay Green. Alabama 44, Auburn 35, a chance for one more at the line for Zay Green. Bostic called for her third foul. Second team foul on Auburn. 44-35 to score, and one coming up as Alabama will go to its bench. Dinah Collins coming in. Christabella Zuma on the floor as well. Zay Green for the and one coming up. Auburn subbing in Jordan Hunter, replacing Marshawn Bostic, who just picked up her third foul. Zay Green for the and one. Leaves it short. Rebound tap. Gaston, she'll finally control it. And the basketball with the Tigers. 44-35. Alabama with its largest lead. 9 points in this game. A game that Alabama once trailed by 16. Top of the key, Hunter with the basketball. to the free throw line. Jumper by Sumbani, no good. And the rebound, Azuma, then immediately fouled, going for the rebound. And a foul called against Auburn. That'll go against Gaston. Second foul on her. Third team foul on the Tigers in the third quarter. 3:01 remaining in this third quarter. Alabama 44, Auburn 35. Barker inbounds the basketball to Zay Green. Green over the timeline left. Green picked up on defense by Collins, looks for help, waits, goes to Barker in between the rings. Pesky defense on her by Sumbani. Barker on the right wing, Carly Weathers. Weathers in between the rings is Zuma, 10 on the shot clock, a handoff to Green. Green at the top of the key, now just right of center. Her jumper up, in and out, no good, and the rebound tapped around, controlled by Gaston, just to the SEC logo. Basketball back with Auburn. Tigers have missed their last 4 shots on the floor, haven't hit a field goal in over 4 minutes of this third quarter. 2:24 remaining in quarter number 3. Hunter to Collins at the top of the key. Collins to Donk, head fake by her, puts up a jumper, that's good from the right baseline. Yuting Donk scoring to make it 44-37. 7-point deficit for the Tigers after that jumper. Basketball back with the Crimson Tide. Carly Weathers, top of the key. Weathers on the right side. Collins top of the key, makes a move, hurries down the left side lane, throws up a wild shot, no good. Rebound right side, Azuma, her putback banks in. Christabel Azuma, 46-37, Alabama. Minute 50 remaining in this third quarter. Alabama's got it back to a 9-point lead. Hunter over the timeline. To the left front court, now at the top of the key, guarded closely. Hands up defense, Diana Collins. Hunter. Here's to the right front court, 10 on the shot clock, and Auburn has not done much this possession. Here's Hunter inside the arc. In the right corner, Sumbani, a fake. Drives in, throws up a shot through contact. No good on the shot. Rebound left side, Barker. Here comes Alabama. Crimson Tide Barker swings it in the left wing to Green. Thought about a 3 instead. Backs up a few steps. Guarded closely now by Sumbani. Green. Starting to drive in from the left side. In the right corner, Barker with a 3. She's got it! Sarah Ashley Barker gets the Crimson Tide to 49-37 over Auburn. Crimson Tide by 12. Largest lead of the game this third quarter in its final minute. Alabama's outscored Auburn 19-8 since the teams returned from the locker room. Tigers top of the key with Hunter. Hunter to Collins on the right wing. And a whistle blown, contact away from the ball against the Crimson Tide. It looks against Christabel Azuma. That'll be her first foul. 49-37, Alabama leads. Carly Weathers goes out. Aaliyah Nye back in. Nye, the top scorer with 21 points today, has already hit 5 3-pointers. Also, Essence Cody. Haven't seen much of Essence in this second half. Saddled with some foul trouble. She checks back in as well. Cody already with 3 fouls, has not scored. Has not picked up a rebound in this game. Gaston to the line with 41 seconds to go in this third quarter. 2 shots coming up for Gaston. First one on the way, good. 49-38. Alabama with an 11-point edge. 41 seconds to go in this third quarter. Gaston just made her 15th point. Now makes her 16th with a second free throw good. 49-39. Alabama leading with 38 seconds to go in this third quarter. Crimson Tide with the ball. Zay Green. Bounce pass top of the key to Collins. Now to Nye. Nye just left of center. Nye tacking down the right side lane against Donk. Throws up a shot through contact. No good on the shot. Rebound. Cody left side putback. No good. Rebound tapped to Gaston in the Crimson paint. And the basketball with Auburn. Cody with the first rebound of the game, but could not finish at the rim. Shot clock turned off. Final 13 seconds for Auburn to work with. Dribbling at mid-floor by Hunter. Now with 8 seconds, gets moving. Hunter, double teamed. Her pass left side, finally gets to Taylon Collins. 2 seconds left. Collins, free throw line. Left side lane, throws up a shot. It's good, right at the buzzer. Officials will have to take a look at that at the monitor. At the moment, that shot going in for the Tigers to make it 49-41. We'll see if it counts when we come back.
Play is under review.
Play is under review. We'll see if that basket counts when we return to Tuscaloosa. Alabama 49, Auburn 41 the score. We'll be back with the fourth quarter next. It's Alabama in front by 8 against the Tigers. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
I'm Coach Nate Oates, and this is the Ford F-Series Highlight Show. Talk about an outstanding lineup. Ford F-150 and Ford Super Duty deliver impressive power and game-changing capability. That's why I'm a fan of Ford F-Series, America's best-selling truck for 47 consecutive years. For the latest offers on a Ford truck, go to buyfordnow.com or visit your local Ford dealer. Proud sponsor of the Crimson Tide. Roll Tide.
Based on 1977 to 2023 CY industry reported total sales.
Sports bring us together. The sickness can keep us apart. Don't miss out on what matters most.
Vaccines help keep you in the stands while we are on the court.
Staying up to date on your vaccines, including for respiratory viruses, keeps you in the game, protecting yourself and those around you. Be here, be healthy. Visit alabamapublichealth.gov/IMM for more information.
Hey Bama fans, this is Roger Hoover. Each Thursday at 2 p.m. Central, join us live for Crimson Drive, driven by NASCAR. This live streaming talk show features the latest on Alabama athletics with exclusive conversations with Tide student athletes, coaches, and media members giving their perspective on the Crimson Tide. You can watch on YouTube, Facebook, and X, with all conversations archived as well on the Alabama Insider podcast. Roll Tide with Crimson Drive, driven by NASCAR.
Crimson Tide fans, the Alabama Department of Public Health reminds you to stay up to date with all recommended vaccinations. Flu season is here, so don't wait. Vaccinate. Visit alabamapublichealth.gov/IMM today to learn more about how you can stay up to date on vaccinations. 10 minutes on the clock. The score, Alabama 49 and Auburn 39. The last basket did not count for the Tigers. Didn't get it off in time, so it remains a 10-point Alabama lead as we get ready for the start of quarter number 4 here in Tuscaloosa. Don't forget, coming up on Thursday, final home game of the year for Alabama, unless Alabama has a great close to the season and gets in the mix to host the first and second rounds of the NCAA tournament. Alabama in recent weeks projected as either a 5 seed or a 6 seed in the tournament, would need to be at least a number 4 seed in order to host here in Tuscaloosa. But the only guaranteed game left in this building coming up on Thursday at 8 p.m. against the LSU Tigers. Our radio coverage will start at 7:45 coming up on a very busy Thursday. That'll also include Crimson Drive, driven by NASCAR, streaming live at 2 p.m. Central on all of our CTSN social media platforms. 10 minutes on the clock. Alabama, a 10-point lead against Auburn. If you're joining us early, it wasn't looking great for the Crimson Tide as Alabama was down at one point, 29-13. But after that, Crimson Tide, midway through the second quarter, closed out the quarter on a 17-0 run, erased that 16-point deficit, gave Alabama a 1-point halftime lead, and the Crimson Tide outscoring the Tigers by 9 in the third quarter. It's Alabama 39-49, Auburn 39. We get ready to start this fourth quarter. Crimson Tide clad in their pink jerseys today for Power of Pink and Play for K. With Diana Collins, Zay Green, Aaliyah Nye, Sarah Ashley Barker, Essence Cody. Auburn to begin this fourth quarter with Taylon Collins along with Marshawn Bostic, Celia Sumbani, Donna Gaston, and Yuting Donk. Basketball with the Tigers as we start the fourth quarter. Auburn trailing by 10 with Bostic handing off to Donk in between the rings. Donk out to Sumbani, just left of center. In the left corner to Collins, now back to Donk, top of the key. Donk, a dribble to the right to Bostic. Bostic, Sumbani, right corner, loads up a long two. That's good. He had her foot on the line. That makes it a 49-41 score. Basketball going back to the Crimson Tide. 30 seconds into this fourth quarter. Alabama ball up 49-41. A pass intended for Auburn, or excuse me, for the Crimson Tide, was tipped out of play by Barker just along the right sideline. Crimson Tide will get set for the inbounds pass. Carly Weathers coming in to replace Diana Collins. And now it's Barker, ready for the inbounds pass into Zay Green. Green picks up on defense by Bostic. Green. A lot of pressure on Barker from Sumbani. Barker escapes the pressure, catches the pass right side. 5 on the shot clock for Alabama to work with. Here's Barker at the top of the key. Barker, 3 seconds, 2 second, 1. Catcher only 3 is on the way, no good. Rebound tipped, finally controlled, nearly by Alabama, but Nye collided with Cody trying to go for the loose ball. Sumbani drives, left side layup is good. Sumbani retrieved the ball, scores to make it 49-43. Basketball with the Crimson Tide. 8:50 remaining in this fourth quarter. Green over the timeline. Bounce pass to Weathers on the right wing. Nearly lost the ball with tight pressure by Collins. Weathers driving in on the right baseline. Bounce pass in the left corner. Here's Nye with a 3. That's off the iron, no good. Rebound tapped around, controlled by Sumbani in the Crimson paint. Basketball with Auburn. Bostic tried to hand it off to Gasson. That's tipped and stolen away by Zay Green. Zay Green through traffic on the left side. Green, Cody right side, layup up and in. Essence, Cody's on the board. That makes it Alabama 51, Auburn 43. 8:14 remaining in this fourth quarter. Crimson Tide back in front by 8. Just over 8 minutes to go in this contest. The only meeting this year between the in-state rivals, Alabama and Auburn. Donk at the top of the key. On the right wing from Bostic to Collins, back to Donk. Now Sumbani left wing to Donk, top of the key. 5 in the shot clock. Auburn may not realize it. Here's Bostic, tried to go on the right block, streaking to the basket. Collins, that pass over her head, out of play. Turnover on the Tigers, and the basketball back to Alabama. Barker inbounds the basketball to Green. Alabama's, yes, offensively started stepping up, make shots, but the Crimson Tide have taken much better care of the basketball than what we saw in the first quarter and ended the second quarter when Alabama faced its large 16-point deficit. Nye on the right wing, that pass deflected, but ultimately reaches Barker. Tight defense on her by Sumbani. Barker, free throw line, left side of the lane, passes in the left corner to Green. Green makes a couple of moves, works inside. To the paint, Green puts it up and banks it in. Zay Green with 12 points. It's Alabama 53 and Auburn 43. 7:15 to go and Alabama back to a 10-point lead. Just over the timeline, Bostic. Bostic staying on the perimeter. She veers a few steps to the right side. Now Bostic inside the arc. To the free throw line, Gaston's jumper is good. 53-45. Basketball back with the Crimson Tide. Barker inbounds to Zay Green. Green over the timeline right. Zay Green guarded closely by Bostic. Green. Pass from right to left to Carly Weathers. Weathers in between the rings. Floats it to the free throw line for Cody. Cody waits. And a foul called away from the ball going against Auburn. And that's Yuting Donk who had the contact. First foul she's picked up. First team foul as well for Donk, who came to Auburn from China only on January 11th. Joined the Tigers not only mid-season but early in SEC play. He's been averaging 12 points per game in the 8 games she's played for Auburn. Donk today, not much of a factor, only 4 points. Inbounds pass to Nye, but away from the ball. Offensive foul called against Barker. So a foul called against Sarah Ashley Barker. That'll be her third. Takes away what's going to be a great look on the right wing for Aaliyah Nye from 3. Christy Curry giving instructions to the Crimson Tide at mid-floor. Inbounds pass for the Auburn Tigers into Hunter, then a handoff to Donk in between the rings. To Hunter on the right wing. It's Collins' right corner, now to the right wing with the left-handed dribble. Back to Donk in between the rings. Now top of the key, Sumbani. Hunter in the left corner. Hunter, top of the key to Donk. 10 on the shot clock for the Tigers. Trailing Alabama 53-45. Donk, left side lane, contested jumper up and in and one. Contact called against the Crimson Tide, and that will go against Aaliyah Nye. That foul puts Aaliyah Nye at 2 fouls in this contest. Second team foul in Alabama here in the fourth quarter. 6:09 to play. Alabama 53, Auburn 47. Donk scored so far an 82% free throw shooter. First trip to the line today. Donk puts it up and in. 53-48. Now full court pressure from the Tigers. Inbounds past Carly Weathers. Back to Barker. Barker feeling some heat from Sumbani over the timeline left. Barker trying to get some separation. Sumbani stays close to her left front court. Barker then trips and a foul's called against Sumbani. Tie defense finally called for the foul. First foul she's picked up. Second team foul is Barker. Hard fall to the floor. back on the floor. Hands covering her face as she slowly starts to be lifted up. Her teammates bend down and pick her up and bring her to her feet after another tough fall to the floor. Sarah Ashley Barker. Barker still trying to stretch and feel right after that contact that led to her falling to the floor a moment ago. 5:54 remaining. Crimson Tide will have a sideline out of bounds play from Weathers left side into Nye. Nye pull-up jumper inside the arc is good. 55-48. Now the Tigers back with the basketball. Christy Curry jumping up and down. Wants the fans on their feet in Tuscaloosa. Student section making noise. Here's Donk at the top of the key for the Tigers. Donk has her pocket picked by Aaliyah Nye. Clean steal by Nye. Driving on the left side. Nye lets the traffic go by. Throws it up. Throws it in. And one. Aaliyah Nye. Crimson Tide make it a 57-48 lead. And Aaliyah will go to the line for one more. And one coming up for Aaliyah Nye. Donk called for the foul. That'll be her second. Third team foul against Auburn University. Here will be Aaliyah Nye trying to continue. It's been a great scoring performance. 25 points for her. She's 2 of 2 at the free throw line. Made 5 threes. Puts this and one up and in. 10-point Alabama lead. 5:27 to go against Auburn. Basketball back with the Tigers. Serve at the timeline. Bostic in between the rings. Bostic at the top of the key. Simbani in the left corner knocks down Barker. Offensive foul. It has been a physical fourth quarter for Sarah Ashley Barker, all going up against Celia Simbani. And Barker gingerly getting up to her feet, helped by her teammates once again. But she has really not felt right ever since that last collision in the left front court. Simbani called for the foul. 2 on her, now 14 fouls on the Tigers. 5:09 to go in this fourth quarter. Baseball pass over the timeline to an open Barker. Barker loses her footing, loses the basketball on the right block, and the Tigers get the ball back. Barker still slowly getting up. Tigers with the ball. Weathers going for the steal. Carly Weathers knocks it loose, and a jump ball called. Possession arrow favors the University of Alabama. That'll take us to a timeout on the floor. Sarah Ashley Barker giving her all today for the Crimson Tide as she will make her way back to the Crimson Tide sideline. Timeout on the floor, 4:57 to go in Tuscaloosa. It's Alabama 58, Auburn 48. We'll be back with more from Coleman Coliseum in just a moment. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Founded in Haleyville, Alabama in 1965 by Hal and Melissa Guthrie, Guthrie's was America's first chicken finger restaurant. Guthrie still uses the family's original Southern fried chicken recipe in every chicken finger they serve. Fresh, hot, and fast. Guthrie's Golden Fried Chicken Fingers has been Alabama owned and operated since 1965, and Guthrie's is still growing strong. Come see us soon. Guthrie's, America's original chicken finger restaurant and an official partner of the Alabama Crimson Tide. For franchise information, visit Guthrie'sChicken.com.
What's up, Tide fans? This is Mark Sears reminding you that the best defense against ants, spiders, mosquitoes, and other pests is Cook's Pest Control. Southern homes are particularly vulnerable to termites. Cook's Centricon system is today's best technology for termite control. Protect your house with pest control you can trust. Call Cook's today for a free inspection.
Looky, 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 here comes Cookie. Cook's Pest Control.
Your moment has arrived. It's time to shed the normal day-to-day version of yourself and let your most fabulous self loose. Make your way to Wind Creek Wetumpka, because whatever your idea of fabulous is, this is where you'll find it. Wind Creek Wetumpka. It's your kind of fabulous. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Alabama 58, Auburn 48. We have 4:57 remaining in the fourth quarter here at Coleman Coliseum. Next to last home game for the Crimson Tide. If you've had fun today at the ball game, make sure you join us again coming up on Thursday. One of the best teams in the nation, the LSU Tigers, will be in town. 8 p.m. will be the tip-off. 7:45, our radio coverage will start here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network. And then a week from today, we'll be in Norman, Oklahoma to close it out. Oklahoma's been a top 20 team all throughout the season. And our coverage next week will start at 1:15 from Norman for Alabama against Oklahoma. Crimson Tide trying to close out this game, and once the game is over, we'll have the Regions post-game show with head coach Christy Curry, plus the final stats. Get your University of Alabama Regions Visa debit card or a prepaid Regions Now card today. Crimson Tide about to break the huddle. It's been Alabama and Auburn with 9 points each in the fourth quarter, so 10-point margin that Alabama led by at the end of the third quarter continues. Sarah Ashley Barker with a towel over her face. Christy Curry talking to her on the Crimson Tide sideline. We'll see if Barker will return shortly, but she will be on the bench at least to resume play here with 4:57 to go in the fourth quarter. Inbounds pass from Weathers contested, and it goes into Zay Green. Alabama's made its last 4 shots from the floor. Basketball with Zay, guarded closely by Marshawn Bostic at the top of the key. Green to Weathers. Weathers starting to drive down the right side lane. Lets Donk go by. Throws up the shot. Banks it in. Carly Weathers. Alabama to 60-48 over the Auburn Tigers. Now the basketball with Auburn. 12-point Alabama lead. Largest of the game once again by Alabama. Here's Bostic to the top of the key. Driving in Collins, right side layup, no good. And a foul called against the Crimson Tide. Let's see. Essence Cody was close. And that foul will indeed be against Essence. Fourth foul picked up by Cody. 4:18 still to go in this game. With that, Christabel Azuma will check in for the Crimson Tide, replacing Essence Cody. Taylon Collins to the free throw line has scored 3 points today, but only 1 of 4 at the free throw line. First one on the way. In and out, no good. Auburn has only been 7 for 13 shooting at the line in this game. One more, Collins puts it up. In and out, no good again. Carly Weathers gets the rebound, and a reach-in foul called against Gaston fighting for the board. Deanna Gaston called for a third foul. 5 team fouls on Auburn, so the Crimson Tide in the bonus the rest of the way in this contest. 4:18 still to go in the fourth quarter. Both teams, 3 timeouts remaining, 4:18 to go. This in-state rivalry. Last year, Auburn snapped what had been a 6-game Alabama winning streak in the series with a win in January at Neville Arena. Crimson Tide, in a game kind of similar to this, fell down early last year at home against Auburn, rallied back mostly in the third and fourth quarter to get that win. That was 67-61. That first free throw spirals out, no good for Carly Weathers. But what a game, what an effort today. Alabama closed out the second quarter on a 17-0 run. Hasn't looked back to this point. That second free throw in and out, no good. An 0-for-2 trip for Carly Weathers, who's typically a 70% free throw shooter. Bostic with the basketball for Auburn. Top of the key to Gaston, now back to Bostic. 4:08 to go in this fourth quarter. Bostic downhill left side, throws up a shot, no good. Rebound Gaston, tip in, hangs on the back of the rim, goes out to the right, rebound to Carly Weathers. Fast break chance, Aaliyah Nye on the right side. Nye moving to the basket, swings it out in the left corner. Green spins around, works it back to Weathers. Now Diana Collins, top of the key. Collins, free throw line, backs up to the right wing, a handoff there to Nye. Around the screen, Nye with space, step back 3. Off the iron, no good, and the rebound in the paint by Gaston. Basketball with Auburn until Carly Weathers gets the steal. Stolen right away from Bostic. Now at the top of the key, Collins for Alabama. And a travel called against the Crimson Tide. So the ball will go back to Auburn as a result. Good to see Sarah Ashley Barker, who's had a painful fourth quarter, hitting the floor hard with contact from Celia Sumbani. Barker checks back in for Alabama, replacing Diana Collins. Barker's been stretching and just trying to do anything to feel right on the Crimson Tide sideline. Now the basketball with the Tigers trailing by 12. They're running out of time, 3:20 to go. Sumbani, bounce pass to the right side, intended for Gaston, goes out of play. Last contact by Auburn. It will be Crimson Tide ball. Barker. So it'll be Weathers getting set for the inbounds pass. Full court pressure from Auburn. Down by 12, 3:19 to go. Bounce pass into Barker. Barker picked up on defense by Simbani, the player she's been battling all throughout this game against. Flips the basketball to Green. Green. And the right front court. Now at the top of the key. Green driving down the right side of the lane. Bounce pass top of the key to Aaliyah Nye. 9 on the shot clock. Here's Nye. Dancing to the free throw line. Left side of the lane. Spins around Collins. Throws up a shot. It kicks out. No good to the right. Rebound loose on the floor. Tipped by Azuma to Barker. Azuma gave her all for that play to an open Nye. Now in more open Weathers. Right corner 3. Off the iron. No good. And the rebound by Auburn. Alabama 0 for 4 from three-point land in this fourth quarter. Here's Weathers with a steal. Stole it right away from Boston. Got it right back to Barker. Here comes Bama. Barker to Nye. Left side 3. Bullseye! Aaliyah Nye buries the three-pointer, making it 63-48. Alabama over Auburn with 2:20 to go. 10-0 run for the Crimson Tide. 63-48 our score. Johnny Harris calls timeout. And we will step aside as well. 2:15 remaining in the fourth. Alabama rolling right now with a 63-48 lead against the Auburn Tigers. Back with the rest of this fourth quarter next. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Alabama One is a proud supporter of the University of Alabama Athletics. At Alabama One, we understand you have big life goals. Whether you're paying off student debt, buying a home, or retiring, your big life goals require healthy finances. As a full-service credit union, Alabama One offers our members the resources you need to reach your goals, including better rates than most banks and a full suite of products, including credit cards and loans for mortgages, cars, businesses, and land. Visit us in person or online, alabama1.org. Alabama One is an equal housing lender.
Sports bring us together. The sickness can keep us apart. Don't miss out on what matters most.
Vaccines help keep you in the stands while we are on the court.
Staying up to date on your vaccines, including for respiratory viruses, keeps you in the game, protecting yourself and those around you. Be here, be healthy.
Visit alabamapublichealth.gov/IMM for more information.
Favorite jeans, favorite shirt. Got Conecuh sausage and I'm firing it up. Yeah, everybody knows how I get my grill on. You can smell that flavor up and down the road. It's a little taste of heaven, and everybody knows. That's how I get my grill on. Conecuh sausage. It's just a little taste of heaven.
63 for Alabama, 48 for Auburn. Only 2:15 to go. Coach Johnny Harris called timeout a moment ago. Christy Curry is 6-1 coaching against her all-time as a head coach. And Alabama with a win today would win 7 of the last 8 against Auburn, including 2 in a row. Tremendous crowd for the Power of Pink Play for K game, senior day, and immediately following this ball game, we will have a conversation with Coach Curry to begin our region's post-game show. We look forward to that. And then the senior day festivities here in Tuscaloosa. What a special senior group led by many of these players on the floor right now. Zay Green, Sarah Ashley Barker, and Aaliyah Nye. Christabel Azuma, Jess Timmons also will get recognized for this game, as well as some of the support staff for the Alabama Crimson Tide. Some tremendous managers, staff members that have put in so much to making this program one of the elite in the Southeastern Conference. Getting ready to resume play. It's the Crimson Tide. Up 63-48 in this ball game. Some of the other seniors, Finlay Clark, along with Kennedy Leonard, Julia Bonasso, manager, and Logan Lara as well. They'll get recognized coming up once this ball game is complete. Still 2:15 to go. Basketball with the Auburn Tigers as we're back underway with Auburn with Simbani on the left wing, and the top of the key, Collins. Collins to Gaston in the paint. Back on the left wing to Hunter. Now Simbani with 10 on the shot clock at the top of the key. Dances inside the arc, left side of the lane, fighting to the rim, throws it up, left it short. Good defense by Zay Green, and the rebound controlled by Green of the Crimson Tide. Basketball with Alabama, minute 50 to go. Alabama leading 63-48, a 15-point advantage. It was Alabama, a team that was down 16 in the second quarter, finding a way to climb back in this game. Barker, top of the key. Barker All the way to Nye. Her pass tipped and stolen away by Bostic on the right wing. Bostic driving against Weathers. Layup up left side is good. The steal and the score, making it 63-50. 13-point Alabama edge. A minute 25 remaining in this fourth quarter. Zay Green over the timeline. Pesky defense on her by Bostic. Now Green through contact, right wing to the right block. Finding Weathers left corner. Barker on the left wing. Barker backing up a few steps, top of the key. Bounce pass to Cody. Back to the basket. Essence Cody. Pivots to the right. Now back to Barker. 5 in the shot clock. To Cody. Left side layup good. The assist by Barker. Cody scores to make it a 15-point Alabama lead. 54 seconds to go. This Tuscaloosa crowd can feel it. Alabama about to beat Auburn for the second time. The last 2 meetings going back to last year's thriller in Tuscaloosa. Only 1 meeting in the regular season between the schools this year. Alabama may empty the bench and also get a curtain call coming up. That pass goes out of play. And yes, 4 new players will come in. And there will be some of the upperclassmen checking out. Aaliyah Nye. A hug for her with Christy Curry, Zay Green giving her coach a hug. Sarah Ashley Barker doing the same. And Carly Weathers, today not Carly's senior day. She'll be back for another moment next year. But what an effort by her defensively and offensively in this game. 30 seconds to work with. Alabama with the ball. Diana Collins backing up in the left corner. Now Collins finding Cody. Left block. Throws it up no good. And also players shaken up for Auburn. Donna Gaston. Foul's going to be called against Auburn. And the training staff racing out for the Tigers. Rosemary Regal, the lead athletic trainer. Conversation with Gaston, who took hard contact a moment ago. Training staff for Alabama, Alicia Grisby, Dr. Earl Ray Stewart also making...
The previous unobserved play is under review.
Hear that from lead official Brenda Pitoja. While we have a moment, let's pause 10 seconds for station ID. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network. Back in Tuscaloosa, Donna Gaston shaken up for the Auburn Tigers. Has been leading them not only in this game with 19 points, but all throughout the season, averaging 22 points per contest. Being attended to by her athletic trainer, Rosemary Regal, the head coach of the Tigers, Johnny Harris. There's tough contact for her just a moment ago. Kind of away from the basketball now. Gaston will slowly start to sit up. Good crowd by the Coleman Coliseum fans for her. And now slowly being helped to her feet. Hopefully everything's all right for Deanna Gaston. One of the top players in the SEC this year. Likely will be a first-team All-SEC selection. Grad transfer from Texas, who originally signed to Mississippi State when Vic Schaefer was the head coach there, and also Johnny Harris was an assistant on that staff. And then when Coach Schaefer made the move to Austin, Texas, along with Johnny Harris, she went to Texas. Coach Harris was only in Austin for 1 year, coaching on the 40 acres before she made her move to Auburn. And now those two get to be reunited for Deanna Gaston's senior year. Official review is complete. Ting Donk will be checking back in for the Tigers. Officials sorting everything out.
The unobserved action, although it hits the face area of the defender, it does not rise to the level of excessive or unnecessary contact. The original call on the floor of a common foul has been confirmed.
So common foul on Celia Sumbani. Appreciate the referees using the referee microphone. Tom Stipe with our engineering setup today, and the board run by, of course, Lindsay Hoover throughout this broadcast. Crimson Tide with foul going against Sumbani. All good, set to return to the floor with, again, all underclassmen on the floor. Essence Cody is sophomore, Diana Collins is sophomore, then the 3 freshmen, Leah Brooks from Tony, Alabama, Eris Lester from Jacksonville, Florida, and Chloe Spreen from Bedford, Indiana. On the floor and to the free throw line will be Essence Cody. Give her some credit. Saddled with foul trouble early in the second half. Has remained on the floor with 4 fouls and has scored 4 points, including one tough 2 right when Alabama needed it, when Auburn was back within 8.
Essence Cody on the free throw line.
Let's go to the line for two. 74% free throw shooter. Cody's first. Kicks out, no good. 23.6 seconds to go. Alabama 65, Auburn 50. One more for Cody. Got it. 66-50. Basketball to the Auburn Tigers. Shot clock turned off. 22 seconds to work with for the Tigers, in danger of losing their third straight game and dropping to 3-11 in SEC play. Got off to a good start today against Alabama, but the second half comeback gave Alabama a 1-point edge at halftime. Here's Collins spinning around the paint. Little floater up, no good. Fight for the rebound, controlled by Auburn. Back to the top of the key. 2 seconds left. Hunter with a three-pointer up right side, no good. The buzzer sounds, and this game is over. The Alabama Crimson Tide, down by as much as 16 in the second quarter, rally past the Auburn Tigers on this Sunday afternoon. Today's final score at Coleman Coliseum, Alabama 66 and Auburn 50. And in women's basketball, the state of Alabama is crimson. Celebration for Christy Curry and the Crimson Tide. Senior Day festivities are coming up, and in just a moment, we will be joined by the head coach of the Crimson Tide, Christy Curry. After her team down by as many as 16, rallied back, got this win here in Tuscaloosa. 66-50 is the final score as Coach Curry sits down, joins us now. She's put the headset on, and we'll discuss this Alabama win against Auburn. We welcome you to the Regions postgame show. Roger Hoover joined by Coach Curry. And Coach, roll tide. Your team down by 16. How did you rally back at the end of the second quarter, take control of this game?
Well, just credit our kids, you know. I thought our crowd really got into it, so credit our crowd. Thought they really got behind this group. And, you know, 3 games in 7 days, we kind of looked like it a little bit there for a minute. So just credit our kids for digging down deep and get things going on the defensive end. When we got stops and got out in transition, you know, it's hard to play against those guys in the half court. We didn't want it to become a half court game. We were able to get some stops. So happy for our senior class. Amazing crowd. Just thank everybody that came out today from the bottom of my heart. You were the difference in this game. Just fueled our kids' energy defensively.
Can't wait to see everyone back on Thursday. We're going to let you go to get back to the Senior Day festivities. But Coach, again, congratulations on this win. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
It's the head coach of the Crimson Tide, Christy Curry. Her final comments after Alabama picks up this win. Again, the final score is Alabama winning here at home against Auburn. 66-50 is the final score against the in-state rival, the Auburn Tigers. We will step aside and come back in a moment with more of the Regions postgame show. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Sports bring us together. The sickness can keep us apart. Don't miss out on what matters most.
Vaccines help keep you in the stands while we are on the court.
Staying up to date on your vaccines, including for respiratory viruses, keeps you in the game, protecting yourself and those around you. Be here, be healthy.
Visit alabamapublichealth.gov/IMM for more information.
Today's highlight is brought to you by Toyota. At home or on the road, they're never the underdog. Toyota. Let's go places. Get $1,750 in bonus lease cash on a new 2024 Toyota Tacoma SR5. Offer valid through March 3rd, 2025. Offer entitled $1,750 bonus lease cash on the lease of a new and untitled 2024 Toyota Tacoma SR5 gas vehicle. Bonus cash may be used only toward down payment or capitalized cost reduction on the new vehicle. See dealer for details.
Alabama One is a proud supporter of the University of Alabama Athletics. At Alabama One, we understand you have big life goals. Whether you're paying off student debt, buying a home, or retiring, your big life goals require healthy finances. As a full-service credit union, Alabama One offers our members the resources you need to reach your goals, including better rates than most banks and a full suite of products, including credit cards and loans for mortgages, cars, businesses, and land. Visit us in person or online, alabama1.org. Alabama One is an equal housing lender.
Tide fans, Golden Flake Snacks have been a proud partner of the Tide family for 67 years. The South's original potato chip, Golden Flake Snacks, are delicious fan favorites because they're crafted from traditional Southern recipes. From crispy, perfectly flavored potato chips to light and airy pork rinds and fluffy, cheesy cheese puffs, Golden Flake Snacks are a winning combination with Alabama basketball. Share Golden Flake Snacks with your Tide family and friends. Simple, Southern goodness. That's Golden Flake.
Alabama in the midst of a 12-0 run, last 3 minutes. Minute 10 remaining before halftime. Alabama ball down by 4. Nye, right wing 3. Swish! 15-0 run, Alabama. It's a 1-point game. Alabama wasn't done just yet as the Crimson Tide would rally back, eventually lead by 1 going into halftime. Amazing after Alabama was down by 16, closing out the second quarter on a 17-0 run. Crimson Tide get the win 66-50. Roger Hoover, glad to welcome you to the Regions post-game show. Get your University of Alabama Regions Visa debit card or a prepaid Regions Now card today. Just heard from the head coach of the Crimson Tide, Christy Curry. That conversation always presented by Ford. With impressive power and smart features, great things can happen when you drive a Ford F-150. Bring home a champion today. See your local Ford dealer, a proud sponsor of the Alabama Crimson Tide. Aaliyah Nye, 29 points, led the way for the Tide. 13 by Sarah Ashley Barker, 12 by Zay Green. Just a total team effort to get this win and come back against Auburn. 66-50, the final score here in Tuscaloosa. We'll step aside and be back with the final segment of the Regions postgame show next. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
1225 is your ultimate game day destination. Catch the game on one of their 35 big screen high-def TVs, combined with an extensive menu of mouth-watering food and refreshing drinks. Juicy burgers, crispy wings, craft beers, signature cocktails. 1225, where the energy is high, the screens are massive, and the excitement is contagious. Visit 1225 on the Strip in Tuscaloosa, less than 2 blocks from Bryant-Denny Stadium. 1225 Sports Bar, where sports, food, and fun collide.
Barkley makes it easy.
Get ready to rev up your engines and feel the excitement at Barkley Buick GMC Cadillac. We've got the perfect ride to match your style and adventure. Visit us at our showroom at Skyland Boulevard and let our friendly team help you find the vehicle of your dreams. Barkley Buick GMC Cadillac, where hometown pride and unbeatable deals collide. Drive with passion with Barkley. Visit us today or check us out online at barkleygmc.com.
Barkley makes it easy.
Each Monday night, join us for Hey Coach, presented by Alpha Insurance. Live at 6 p.m. Central from Baumhauer's Victory Grill in Tuscaloosa. We'll talk Alabama athletics with Tide coaches and players, plus take your calls. Hey Coach is available to listen to across our radio network, the Varsity Network app, as well as a video stream on all CTSN social media platforms at UA_CTSN. Hey Coach, Mondays at 6 p.m. on the Crimson Tide Sports Network.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Here's Weathers with a steal. Stole it right away from Boston. Got it right back to Barker. Here comes Bama. Barker to Nye. Left side 3. Bullseye! Aaliyah Nye buries the three-pointer, making it 63-48. Alabama over Auburn with 2:20 to go. Really the dagger for Aaliyah Nye, part of a great Senior Day performance. The Senior Day festivities about to take place here in Tuscaloosa. Appreciate the time. Head coach Christy Curry, just a remarkable win for Alabama in this game as Alabama was down 16 in the first half and then hands Auburn a loss of 16 points. How about that? Crimson Tide picking up this win. With the victory, Alabama improving to 22-6 overall and guaranteeing itself a winning season in SEC play at 9-6. With the loss, the Tigers 12-15, 3-11 in conference actions. So that's going to do it for us here at the Regions postgame show. Get your University of Alabama Regions Visa debit card forward to a prepaid Regions Now card today. Don't forget, no one gets closer to the game than SiriusXM SEC Radio. Tune in for news, talk, and analysis from the regular season straight through the postseason. We've got your team covered anywhere you go. SiriusXM SEC Radio. Huge thank you to everyone that joined us today. The Vice President and General Manager of the Crimson Tide, Jim Carabin, Ethan Carabin producing the Courtside Cam, presented by NASCAR. We thank as well Dr. Lindsay Hoover, our on-site engineer. For everybody with the Crimson Tide Sports Network, and also back to our studios, Dawson Brown. Thank you to him for producing this game. Final score here in Tuscaloosa. It's Alabama 66, Auburn 50. For all of us with the Crimson Tide Sports Network, I'm Roger Hoover saying thank you for listening. Have a great rest of your Sunday afternoon. So long.